All right, we're going to be doing a live trading session this morning. SPY appears to be setting up for a trade here. Going to be doing an in-depth price action analysis and looks like going to be making a trade here very soon on the overall SPY. So, if you guys watch the game plan, we were looking for a bullish day on the SPY. Now, we're clearly at a dip level, right? Um, you know, if we go to our levels of interest, you're gonna see, oh my goodness, this is lagging. But bro, this is too laggy right now. I'm just gonna go back to trading view. But look, our key levels of interest to be buying calls from last night's game plan were right here, right? This is where the overall level 771, very key overall price level. Oh my goodness, bro. There we go. So we got a gap fill right there. 30-minute chart was giving some bullish signals, right? But we'll see, man. We will see. One of the best things today is to buy a dip. So we will see. There could be an opportunity to do that very, very soon. But yeah, it could be very soon. Bro, it's tempting to just buy this right now. It really is. We do have a red, green, red, red, green, red attempt, but I do believe this 30-minute candle could flip green. 100% has high potential to flip green there. But we'll see, man. There's gonna be a trade here coming up. It's likely gonna be on calls. Like it's, bro, if I were to just say fuck it, I would just buy calls right here. 100%. But yeah, we'll see. I might make a trade on calls here because I was thinking about getting in calls already, and the price is even lower. Let's see. Look at the 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. Bro, this is gonna want to bounce. I'm just gonna have to get in. Guys, I'm gonna have to get in on a trade here. This is looking really bullish. All right, so let's see. What are the 772 calls at? Right at the money. All right, let's see. All right, so 772 calls are pretty cheap. They're at 90 cents. I'm gonna give this a couple minutes here. Might make a trade on SPY 772 calls. Basically, if this starts just holding up and breaking out, I'm getting calls. All right, guys, look, if this starts breaking out here, I'm gonna go calls if it starts breaking out here. All right, let's see. All right, so guys, I'm in at 91 cents. 91 cents. SPY 772 calls. 91 cents. This is clearly perking up. It's about to fucking run, right? So the trade here is SPY 772 calls. To me, it looks like the low of day, bro. It looks like the low of day just hit. It looks like our scalp is about to fucking bane out here. This is looking very fucking bullish, man. If you guys look at how bullish this is looking, it's looking insanely bullish. It really is. It's looking like bro, I'm gonna have to like raise this shit all the way up to fucking like this is how bullish we're looking right now, you know what I mean? So in on those 772 calls, gonna be holding those, and we'll see. For this to work right here right now, it's gotta fucking start to bounce 100%. If it bounces here, that's a good sign that it's gonna happen, right? That's a good confirmation that's gonna happen right now. But yeah, we'll see, man. This trade, I'm just gonna be holding this overall trade. The market could reverse to 774 today. That's one of the possibilities. We're still kind of early into the day, so it can also drop more, right? But we'll see. You know, I liked some of the confirmations I was getting on this. I will say we do have things that are not within our favor on the chart. But when I was watching the SPY, you know, I was reading the chart, and something about the chart was basically telling me that this 30-minute candle is gonna try to close green, right? So it dipped, it dropped. So I'm looking at this as it's on sale. If what I saw can happen. But we'll see. We will see. So we're on 772 calls for this to work right here, right now. We got to start bouncing. If it broke above this, I would consider adding. If it went above 77215 and you guys are interested in adding, I would definitely consider adding, right? This is about to have a big crazy spike if it just holds and breaks above this. Look at how long we've been consolidating at 772. We've been consolidating at this level for basically 2 hours, and all this SPY has been doing is just chopping sideways, and it's trying to break out. It's also trying to sell off, but we'll see. We'll see. Some people could say this is bearish because of the lower highs. It's no longer spiking back up to the 773s. It's forming lower highs at 772. Um, I personally don't think that's the situation. It could be for the short term, and then it could reverse, right? But we'll see. We will see how this plays out, right? We will see. It is still very early on the day here. So it could drop lower. It could potentially drop lower first before having a reversal, right? Um, Let me take a look at the daily. Bro, this is gonna try to flip bullish. This is gonna try to flip bullish today. So yeah, we're gonna give this some time. No stop loss. Just gonna hold the trade. And we'll see, you know. But yeah, if this one doesn't work, the next one should, and that's gonna be a big W. So, but we got time, we got time to be holding this trade. We got time to be holding. Well, yeah, we are nearly at new overall lows. We'll see if this can start to reverse. All right, still bearish. Still bearish. Next 30 minutes is going to be very important here for the SPY. Very, very important. We'll see. No, it's probably going to do something like August 26th. It could drop a little bit more and then start to bounce. Or it could just bottom here, Either way, this should have a reversal. We should see a reversal today. In between 12 to 1. I would say in between 12 to 1 is a very realistic time where we can start to have a reversal, and 12 p.m. is coming up. But it could potentially reverse right now. It is at a good price, which is why I'm in on calls. I was seeing signals on a 30-minute chart where it said it was going to try to flip bullish, This is a nice bullish flip right here. This looks bullish. So if we can just hold this, break above this, go to here, then it's going to be adding to calls. SPY is about to have a crazy parabolic spike. Calls are going to print like crazy. All it has to do is break above this. I'm telling you guys, if we break above this, the contracts are going to go fucking crazy. We just need to break above this. If we break above that, SPY's going to break out. It's going to go straight up. Everyone's going to want to be adding. If we can start to break above that, that is the key level right there. That's the zone we got to go above for this trade to pop off like fucking crazy. We break above this, think of a magnet straight to 773. That's literally, bro, we break above this, we're going straight to the profit target. Straight to the profit target. You know? Like I said, this looks extremely bullish right now. That flip looks bullish as fuck. This looks extremely bullish. This looks very bullish, dude. Look at this. Every time they drop it, it goes right back up. Fucking, they're failing. They're struggling. All these lower highs appear to be an illusion to just have a crazy parabolic spike reversal breakout. You know, I see through the illusions. I see through the illusions and I'm calling it how it is. All of these lower highs and all these drops to go lower, it's all an illusion. It's just the powder to send this to the stratosphere. That's all it is. You know, it's just warming up to break this shit out and go para-fucking-bolic to 773. That's how I see it. You know, it's all the ammunition in the fucking world to just cause a squeeze, to just cause a spike. That's how I see this chart, man. It's simple as that, bro. I'm looking at this trade right now in on calls. I'm saying, bro, I'm sitting on a fucking gold mine. This shit's about to break the fuck out. I see through this. This is 100% bullish. This has clearly flipped bullish. It's clearly flipping bullish. This has got to be bullish. 100%. That looks bullish. That definitely looks bullish. 100%. That looks very bullish. The chart I'm looking at right now looks extremely bullish. That's what I would say. You know? I think we're going to have that reversal. You know? We just give this time and it's going to try to reverse. Um, so yeah, man, for this to happen right now, we got to start bouncing. 30-minute candle's going to close in 15 minutes. So we shall see how that fucking reacts. Um, but yeah, man, I would say that SPY is very bullish. That's what I would say. You know, we're in on calls, 772 calls. They're barely out of the money. Once they go in the money and break above 77220, they're gonna fucking print like crazy. So in terms of where I think we're at in the market, I think this is very bullish. You know, I think we should all be on calls, 100%. This is a very bullish chart. This is a very bullish pattern. So yeah, we'll see, man. We will see. We got 15 minutes, 15 minutes until the 30-minute candle closes. If you guys just, bro, if you just big drop, sideways crunch, lower highs, it's trying to squeeze. That's all it's trying to do. If this was actually trying to crash, it would have crashed already. 100%. SPY just can't sit at the lows this long and not crash. It just can't do it. You know? If this really wanted to crash, it would have crashed a fuck ton of long time ago. So I think we're good. I think the Bears are trapped. You know, I think we're good. I think they're trapped. I mean, the Bears are clearly struggling 100%. Look at them. They can't even drop this. Bro, they're encouraging me to add to my position here soon. If they can't get their shit together, I'm gonna have to add to this trade. You know, if someone's getting trapped, someone's got to take advantage of that. All right, guys, look, if we start breaking out here, I'm gonna add to this trade, you know, because I have to take full advantage of other people's losses. I can't just sit here and not take advantage of degenerates. Part of my job is to take full advantage of degenerates, right? So if there's gonna be opportunity to add to calls, I gotta add, 100%. So look, we'll give this a couple minutes. If we can start to break out, I'm gonna add to the position. That's the game plan, you know? Um, We got to take full advantage of this. We can't just sit here and watch this go up just because we're in on calls. We got to add to the winners, you know? Part of the market is understanding the degenerate side, who's on the degenerate side, and to take full advantage. So guys, look, I'm getting ready to add here, bro. I can clearly see the Bears are fucking up. It looks like they're about to get fucking rocked. So yeah, man, I'm getting ready to add here. Contracts are at 82 cents. I'm in at 91 cents. 772 SPY calls. Getting ready to add here if we start to perk up here a bit. Um, if you're looking for the clean breakout, just wait for it to go above 77220. If you want to try to get in before that, it could potentially drop, but you'll be in at a better price, right? So I'm gonna give this just a couple more minutes. There could be an ad, 5-minute chart, green, red, red, green, green bullish reversal candlestick confirmation on the 5-minute chart, trying to form some higher support. Everything looks bullish. This 5-minute candle clearly looks like SPY's about to bounce. If you look at this overall pattern on the 5-mins, this looks very bullish. This green candle down, followed by a green, red, red, green, green, red, red, green, green, red, green. Bro, look at all the bullish patterns. This is all bullish, man. Look at this. Green, red, red, green, green, red, green, green, red, red, green, green, red, red, green, green down, green up. Bro, everything about the SPY right now is bullish as fuck. We're going to have to add to this trade soon if it starts to break out. 100%. Let's see. All right, so give us a couple minutes. If it starts to run, we're going to add to this, and it's going to perk up to our profit target right here. It's going to start to perk up to that 773, break and retest level, take profits. Then it will try to push higher within time, potentially to the highs, 774, and then it will crash again. So we got the blueprint. We're sitting on a gold mine. We got the blueprint. Calls are going to print. Losing is definitely a personal choice. If not, then you're not in on calls. I'm getting ready to add to my calls. All right, guys, I'm going to add to my calls right here. I can clearly tell that the Bears just got fucked. I'm in at 84 cents. In at 84 cents. Just added at 84 cents. All right, so my first entry was 91 cents. Now I just added at 84 cents. There we go. Adding to the winners. Adding to the winners. Yes. Yes. Guys, if you want to be competent, all you got to do is buy calls. You'll be very competent. You'll be smart, rich, strong, rich, competent. Bro, just buy the calls. Do you think I'm adding by accident? Do you guys really think I'm just adding by accident here? The only reason I would add is because it's gonna fucking work. Why else would I add? You know? You think I'm sitting here by accident and saying, I have a brilliant idea. Let's add to calls. Bro, the only reason I added to my calls is because it's going to work. If losing wasn't a choice, why would I be trading? What would the point of trading be if losing wasn't a choice? You know? The fuck? Guys, I'm just add to the trade, man. This is going to pump 100%. This is bullish. This is bullish. I see through the illusion. It clearly wants to spike 100%. This wants to break out. This wants to spike. So yeah, I'm just holding this trade. We're approaching 12 p.m. This is the more challenging time to be trading. But we'll see, man. I'm holding this trade. The bulls have held their ground for hours. They're trying their best to break it out. Everything looks bullish. We just got to start breaking out. But yeah, man, we're coming around to 12 p.m. This is like the fuck shit time of day. And the market's just been shopping for fucking hours. So technically, this could go either way. I mean, even if it drops, it should reverse. So we do have that in case it drops. It should definitely reverse. But I'm on the call side, man. I'm on the call side. I'm holding calls 100%. If they want to send this off a cliff, then by all means, they could send it off a cliff. Better trades will come. But I'm holding calls, man. There's just no way. There's absolutely no way that this is bearish. How could that be bearish, bro? Look at how bullish that looks. Guys, does this not look like the most bullish chart that you ever seen? I'm looking at this, bro. I'm looking at this chart. I'm saying bulls are sitting on a fucking gold mine. 100%. Look at how bullish that looks. This looks like the most bullish chart in historic history. Like, it doesn't get more bullish than this. It really doesn't. Um, that looks like the most bullish chart in history. There's definitely nothing that's ever been bullish than that. But yeah, man, I'm just holding these calls. I'm in on these 772 calls. I'm just holding these calls. We will see. I think it's gonna be a banger. I think it's gonna print. I think calls are gonna go fucking crazy. You know, it looks good. Everything looks bullish. That looks very bullish. Yeah, looks bullish. Yeah, it looks bullish, man. Mm, yeah, everything looks bullish. 100%. Dude, this is bullish as fuck. Look at this, guys. Is that not the most bullish thing you've ever seen? Bro, I'm getting tempted to just triple it at this point. I really should. I should triple it. Um, but yeah, man. This is your last call to add to calls if this starts breaking out. Shit's gonna go parabolic to 773. Bro, everybody, dude, there's obviously a magnet right here. 100%. You guys see the magnet? I see the magnet. There's a magnet right there. All you have to do is buy calls. That's it. If you guys buy calls, you're gonna be green today. That's it. Just buy calls. That's it. 100%. 100%. Just buy calls. You know? But yeah, man, we're all in on calls, dude. 100%. This is bullish. Spy's bullish as fuck, It's obviously taking forever to spike because they don't want us to win. But if we just hold this, we're clearly gonna win. Like it's 100%. They just don't want us to win. But if we just hold this trade, we're gonna win. 100%. They're just delaying our success. It's like, bro, we're sized to hold to zero. They might as well just spike it right now. They're not doing anything to us by not spiking this. It's gonna spike regardless. So they might as well just spike it right now, because we're sized to zero. So nobody can shake us out of a trade. We can just hold this shit for the entire day. If this shit drops to zero, come back to life 70% of the time. The trade here is calls. 100%. This is a bullish chart. Everything about this chart is bullish. You know? Look at this. This is about to break out. This is about to break out. This is about to run. This is very bullish, Um, so I like what I'm seeing here. I like what I'm seeing here. Spies reacting bullish. Um, so yeah, everything's looking good. Everything is looking bullish. It's like, guys, we literally, bro, the 5 minute chart gave it away, dude. Look at all the green, red, green, green, red, red, green, green, red, red, green, green, red, green, green, red, red, green, green, red, red, green, green. Dude, if this 5 minute candle can just close green in the next 10 minutes, with the two next 5 minute candles, if one of them closes green, this shit's gonna pop off. It's gonna start to pop off again. So, yeah, this is where we're at. We're holding calls. Everyone's bullish. I will say we're approaching one of the worst times to be trading, and the price action has been shit. 100%. The price action has been shit. It's been very choppy. It has not been easy. Um, clearly to win in a situation like this, you have to do something that I normally don't like doing, but I'm gonna have to do it if I want to win, because that's the only card on the table, and I think it's bullish. It looks bullish to me, so fuck it. We don't like this time of day. We also don't like slow, choppy price action, but fuck it. You know, I'm bullish on SPY. I think it's gonna spike. You know, if it doesn't, then I should just never trade during this time again. I should just call it fucking quits for fucking middle of the day. But do I like this type of price action? Absolutely not. Do I like this trade? Absolutely not. But I do think it's gonna work. I don't like trading after 12. I don't like the chop. But I took this trade before 12 and it was supposed to spike earlier and it didn't. So now I can either sell it or fucking hold it. And I'm like, bro, fuck it. I'm holding. I saw something to buy calls, right? I looked at the chart. I saw a reason to get in. So I'm not going to sit here and fight that. I'm just going to hold the trade. I saw a reason for calls. I'm going to hold the trade, right? It didn't work out as quickly as I wanted it to, and now we're approaching, not the best of patterns, not the best of times. Well, you know what? Fuck it. We're holding calls. 100%. What else are we gonna do? What we're gonna buy put into this, into all this consolidation and fucking green, red, green, green, red, green. The market here is clearly delaying the success of the bulls. It obviously wants to spike, you know? Like, this is obviously bullish. Like, how the fuck is that bearish? This is obviously fucking bullish. I can see how it could just fall off a cliff. 100%. That is a possibility. It's been shopping for hours, trying to form lower highs. You got a red, green, red. I could see how it could want to fall off a cliff. I really could. It's also not at the best prices. Everybody knows the best prices was at the gap, and then we had a lower zone at 669 to 668, right? I get it. Not the most perfect trade, but I saw a reason to buy calls. I saw a reason to buy calls, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna get in on the trade. I entered the trade at 11:30 a.m., you know, and the intent was to get out before 12 p.m., but it didn't do anything. So now I can either just cut it and wait for another trade, better confirmation, or I could just hold it. Now, if we look at the confirmation on the 30-minute chart, you know, it does appear to be that we do have some odds stacked against us. We got a red, green, red. However, this pattern has been forming recently and it's been spiking. Now, we're not at the best support levels, so that's not good. But if you guys look at the pattern, it clearly looks like some fuck shit is about to happen. Look at this, bro. This looks like majestic. This does not look normal. This looks like a fucked up pattern here. But when I look at this, I feel like it wants to spike. I feel like there's a magnet towards 774 and it wants to spike. Obviously, it could drop first, but it's been holding for fucking hours, dude. To me, this looks like a classic break and retest. We had resistance right here, then we had a breakout, then we had a retest, and it's just been sitting for fucking hours. Yeah, it's tried to form lower highs, but these fucking bears still haven't crashed this shit yet. So I'm here for the party. I'm here for the breakout. If this can just start to break out above this, it's going to really start to rally. If not, then we're going to get new lows. So very important on how the 30-minute chart reacts here. This is either about to fall off a cliff or break out. It can't just keep sitting here, right? But yeah, if we look at the 5-minute chart, we can clearly see that there is a shift, right? If you guys look at this, look, we have a magnet here at 774, right? And then we have all these bullish patterns on the 5-minute chart. And then in terms of a very clear shift where the bulls are actually trying to reverse this, look, they're forming higher support. This is a resistance level at 772. This is a breakout. This is a retest. This is another breakout, right? Green, red, green. Bullish, bullish. They're reversing the trend. You see how the trend is shifting bullish, right? And also, when you see these candlesticks facing to the downside, it tends to reverse to on higher time frames. Guys, losing is a choice. This is 2026. Guys, if you're still working 9 to 5, you're all fucked. In today's world, a 9 to 5, how the fuck is that even possible? Like, bro, losing is a choice. We're green every single day. Green every single day. So, the Bears just got trapped. All we can do from here is just let the silence do the rest. That's it. We just gotta let the silence do the rest. Why sell now? If they just got fucking clipped, why take profits when there's two magnets? Like I said, there's a magnet here at 773 and there's a magnet here at 774. Obviously, if someone set profit stops, they would likely be profit stopped out towards 773 and not be able to hold till 774. But you could leave some runners if you want to risk some of that. But bro, why the fuck would I sell? Do I look like a bear? If I was a bear right now, I'd be losing my fucking shit. I'd be like, fuck, should I get out of this trade? Should I really hold a put to 0? You know, I'd be questioning everything if I was a fucking bear right now. But we're bullish. We all bought the calls. The calls are in the money. The calls are 40 cents in the money. Think about that. The calls are 40 cents in the money. We only paid 90 cents. They're 40 cents in the money right now. We only paid 90 cents. Dude, calls are about to kick fucking ass. That's what that fucking means. This shit goes to 773. We're gonna be 1 point in the money. And we paid less than a fucking point. Massive gains are coming up. So I'm holding the trade, man. I'm holding the trade. You know? We put ourselves in the most competent position in the stock market. It crashed all day. I turned on my live stream, I bought the lows. And now the bears just continue to maintain to be trapped. You know? They're getting fucked. They're getting fucking clipped. They're getting their shit rocked. I mean, I would not want to be in puts. Look at how long this held. This held for fucking hours, dude. The fuck puts are getting fucking destroyed. This shit puts are about to get fucking rocked. Um so yeah, man. We're holding these calls. You know? That's what the fuck it is that we're doing over here. Everyone's in on calls. We're all holding calls. You know? We added to the calls. We're holding the calls. So, yeah. All we gotta do, is hold the calls. Bro, someone doesn't even know what the trade was. If you don't know what the trade agreement was, you're in trouble, dude. What are you waiting for me to do? Are you waiting for me to just write it out and send it to you in real time? Is that what you're waiting for? To just follow the trade and not learn any fucking thing? You know, they must be just waiting for me to just type the shit out. It's like if I don't type the alerts, it forces people to fucking like look and fucking listen, you know? To fucking listen and watch the stream. Oh fuck, now all of a sudden they gotta be educated and actually trade and be tuned the fuck in. You know? Obviously, if someone just wanted to blindly follow, oh, they'd be out of disadvantage, you know? Because they're not listening and watching the fucking stream. But yeah, man, that's just how I'm doing my stream. I'm telling people what the fuck, what's going on. You know, you guys don't want to listen, then don't. Stay broke forever. You know, you don't want to listen, fine. Buy fucking puts, short the market. Don't want to listen, go ahead. Fucking have a tough life. You know, 9 to 5 exists for a reason. 9 to 5s exist because some people don't want to listen. That's why it exists. If there's people in this world who can free people from a 9 to 5 and make them rich and make them successful, it clearly exists because people don't want to listen. That's why. That shit exists because people don't want to listen. Some people just want to stay slaves for the rest of their lives. So, guys, look, this is bullish as fuck. If you want to quit your job for the rest of your life, all you got to do is buy calls. This is so bullish, dude. I can sit here and say that because I know this is bullish. Like I said, dude, I wouldn't be trading if I didn't know this shit. You know? The same way how Trump wouldn't be invested into Dell stock and then goes out and tells people to buy Dell. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be in this game if I didn't know this would work. Why else would I be in this game? The fuck? I would just go to the casino. If this was a game of chance and odds and people not knowing shit, you think I would be in the stock market? Bro, if this was a game of gambling and chance, I would just go to the casino. It's a lot more fun and it's in real life, you know? That sounds a lot better. Why would I play a game of chance with the stock market? I could just go to the casino. I could have a fucking ball. Why would I be doing this shit? Because this is not a game of chance. This is a game where you can win every single day. 100%. If not, you guys are on the wrong shit. You know, change your frequency, change your signal, dude. I'm on some different shit. You know, everyone I come into contact with, none of them are on my frequency. I can't find one fucking person on this fucking planet who's on the shit that I'm on. I can't find it. As soon as I'm like, bro, most of these people are normal. Most of these people are just not, you know what I mean? Like, I just can't find other people on the frequency that I'm on. So, guys, this is bullish as fuck. That's what this is. You know, this is bullish. We're just gonna have to hold the trade. 12 p.m. sucks. It really does. As you can see, all the market does is chop and just try to fuck our trades every single time. The trade was nicely green. If it goes green to red, it is what it is. We took the risk. Everybody knows the risk of holding. But at the end of the day, the trade was green. So that means losing was a choice. Is this frustrating and pissing me off? Yes. This is definitely pissing me off now because it's trying to flip a little bearish. It's fucking annoying as shit. This is the fuck shit time of day where all it does is just fuck everyone and then eventually something works, you know? Historically, it has not worked in my favor during this time. 100%. Historically, it has not worked during my favor. But the trade did work. So I don't want to hear any bitching or complaining because the trade was green. It was green. Everyone could have sold. Everyone could have set profit stop. Everybody knows the risk of holding. But I'm still in on this, man. And that could cost me an L. It really could, you know? But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. If we're going to trade during the most fuck shit time of day, then this is what happens, you know? Trades go green to red 24 fucking 7. Sometimes they just keep going red. It's degenerate. It really is. Um, but we'll see. We're in on the trade. I'm just saying, with the shit that just happened, that doesn't look good, but I still can see how this can go to 773. So I'm still gonna hold the trade. Um, so yeah, we'll see. You know, just saying, man, this is the worst time of day to be trading. You know, I mean, for a lot of it, it just seems like there's really nothing to even be said during this time because all it does is just pull some fuck shit. It's like you either just hold it or you don't. Like no matter what it does, whether it looks bullish or bearish, it usually just has a mind of its own and just does its own thing. But I will say if we do hold this level right around here, then the bulls are very bullish, right? So this is the level where we clearly need to hold is right here. If we hold that, it's just going to keep on breaking out and retesting, meaning it will break above this, drop back down, retest, and then try to go higher. And then there's a magnet at 773. So, you know, obviously if you hold right here, you're risking green to red. That's the risk. I will say though, that looks very bullish. That looks bullish as fuck. Oh my goodness, bro. Bro, I'm gonna turn on my music, man. I'm gonna get fucking hyped in this fucking we agree 100% every fucking day. 100% green every fucking day. Bro, this shit wants to pop off. This wants to go up. This wants to break out. This wants to break out. 100%. This is bullish as fuck. Dude, all they had to do was buy calls. They didn't want to fucking listen. I'm like, fine, stay broke for life. You know, you don't want to follow experts in the game, then don't. Stay broke for life. You don't want to get rich, then don't. Fuck it. You know, stay broke for life. Someone's got to fucking work the jobs. Someone's got to do it, bro. Shit is bullish as fuck. Guys, this is bullish as fuck. Bro, that's bullish. 100% bullish. Bullish as fuck. Oh my goodness, bro. Lock the fuck in. This is bullish. This is bullish. Everything is bullish. Bro, we are in on these fucking calls, man. This trade is bullish as fuck. Bullish. Green. That's fucking green. Bullish. Mm. Dude, this is gonna break out. This is gonna break out. 100%. Bro, bro. This is gonna fucking, this shit is gonna break the fuck out. This is gonna, oh my gosh, bro. This is gonna break the fuck out. Oh my gosh, dude. This is gonna fucking, this is gonna break out, bro. This shit is gonna break the fuck out, bro. Just give him a blue. I just gave him a blue. Oh my gosh, it's bullish, bro. Bullish, bullish. Bro, it's calls. It's calls. 100%. It's calls. 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 Guys, the Bears have gotten fucking trapped so fucking badly. It looks like they're in a fucking spider web, dude. They got fucking clipped. They're stuck. They're stuck in a fucking web. They're stuck in fucking quicksand. They can't escape. They can't escape all of this bullishness winning. The Bears can't escape it. They are fucking trapped. They are fucked. They are absolutely fucked. Oh my gosh. Bro, all I see is green. All I see is fucking green. All I see is green. We bought the lows of the fucking day. Why sell now? This shit has been holding for fucking hours. We bought the fucking lows. Why the fuck sell now? Fucking take full fucking advantage, bro. The fuck? Bro, this is bullish. 100%. That is so bullish. That red candle right there, that is the most bullish candle I've ever seen in my fucking life. Oh my gosh. All of that, dude, that is so bullish. This shit is gonna fly like fucking crazy. Oh my goodness. Everything is bullish. Everything is fucking bullish. Everything is fucking bullish. Oh my fucking goodness. Bro. Send this shit to the fucking stratosphere. Send it to the fucking stratosphere. Man. All they had to do was listen. Was it that hard? Was it that hard to buy the calls? All they had to do was buy the calls. They didn't want to listen. They didn't want to use the game plan. They didn't want to use the trick. All they had to do was fucking listen. That's it. They just had to listen. That's all they had to do. Just fucking listen. Yeah, guys, this is a game of chance. I'm doing this by an accident. Yeah, guys, I'm taking time out of my day to go on a live stream. Yeah, this is all about it. This doesn't work for a reason. Not at all. No. People don't know shit in the market at all. No. This is all by accident, guys. It's luck. No. A broken clock is right twice a day. No. Yeah, I'm in this for that. Yeah. The fuck out of here. You think I'm gonna put my money into this if it's not a guaranteed way to make money? People say, "Oh, you can't guarantee you're gonna make money in the market." Why else would I be in it? The fuck? If Trump could say, "Let's buy fucking Dell stock," and it goes to fucking $400 from fucking zero, why the fuck can't I do this shit? The fuck? This is a fucking America. This is get rich every fucking day. The fuck? People say you can't guarantee profits in the market. Why the fuck would I be in the market if I can't guarantee myself to win? I can't guarantee other people to win, but I can guarantee myself to win every single fucking day. Because that's who the fuck I am. The fuck? You think I'm gonna sit here and do this if I couldn't win? The fuck? Why else would I be in this game? I told you guys. If this was a game of chance, I would just go to the casino. I'd just go there. That's where I would go. I wouldn't be sitting here on a fucking computer. I'd be going to the fucking casino. Fuck. This is genius. We're gonna be green every single fucking day for the rest of our fucking life. This is fucking genius. It's fucking genius. Rich as fuck. Bro, calls are banking. Calls are fucking printing. Oh my fucking gosh, bro. There's too many options. Too many options, man. What winning song do I want to play? There's too many winning songs. Like, this is fucking crazy. Oh my goodness, bro. There's too many options. Oh my fucking goodness, dude. It's too many fucking options. Bro, we're gonna be green every single fucking day. 100%. Alright, guys, make sure you trim some. Don't go risking it all. Trim some. If you want to hold, you hold. Know the risk. Your risk is every fucking thing if you hold this. It should go higher. There's no guarantees. I can't guarantee you to win. I can only guarantee that I'll show up every day and I'll win. That's it. It obviously wants to go higher. But if you, dude, we're right in the middle. We're right in the middle of this trade. If you hold it, you risk everything. That's the risk. Know the risk of holding. Know the risk of winning. Know the risk of winning. Oh my fucking gosh, bro. It's the craziest fucking shit ever. Look at this fucking trade, bro. This shit is fucking crazy. Like I said, make sure you guys are trimming some. Do not hold full size. Make sure you're trimming some, bro. We added to this shit too, so. Make sure you're trimming some profits, bro. Make sure you're trimming some profits. And then hold some. Hold some too. This is half the move. Profit target 773. Half the move. Half the move. If you're holding for the massive move, then you're looking at 774. You're looking at 774. You know, if you're buying the exact lows of the day, you can hold for the massive move. No problems with that. You know, we're literally buying the fucking lows. There's 3.5 hours left. The bears are fucking struggling. The bears are on life support with on how this has been moving. You think what? It's just gonna collapse? Look at this, bro. You think that's just gonna collapse? That's big money coming in, fucking the SPY up. Fucking gravitational fucking magnet to 774. Why would I be in this trade if it wasn't bullish? I'm gonna show up and play a game of chance. I'm gonna show up and be incompetent. I'm gonna show up and be a fucking degenerate. The fuck do you guys think this is? This is money. Money allows people to do whatever they want. The fuck? Fuck a 9 to 5. Do this. This is so much better. This is the fucking future. Look at this, man. Make sure you guys are taking gains. Like I said, man. Take some gains. And then hold some. Don't risk it all. Do not be a fucking degenerate. Gosh, look at how much of a bitch this fucking trade was. We were in right here. It fucking dropped. It spiked. It dropped. Spiked. Dropped. Spiked. It's a fucking bitch. That wants to go fucking higher, obviously. Fucking A. Know the risk of winning, guys. Know the risk of winning. You know? Know the risk of winning. You know? Look at G-Roar. G-Roar knows the risk of winning. Nobody knows who he is. He clearly knows the risk of winning. That motherfucker's like, bro, I don't want these people to know who the fuck I am. There's some weird motherfuckers in this world who fucking stalk people and do weird. And, you know, he knows the risk of winning. That motherfucker knows the risk of winning. You know the risk of winning, guys. Know the risk of winning. You know, fucking. Oh my goodness, bro. This shit is ridiculous. Dude, look at how badly they got fucking trapped ever since we bought those fucking calls. Oh my fucking goodness, man. This shit is ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous, dude. This is fucking ridiculous. Oh my goodness, bro. Dude, this shit was consolidating for hours, bro. For fucking hours. As soon as we got in, it started to go up. But yeah, man, you guys know the risk. We're halfway there, man. We're halfway there. Halfway there. Oh my gosh, halfway there. Oh my gosh, it's so fucking lit, bro. Dude, the way this price action moving right now is just so fucking lit. It really is. This is amazing. Look at this, man. This is fucking amazing. It does not get more degenerate than this. Like I said, guys, make sure you're taking gains, bro, because we're experiencing some degenerate price action. But at least the bears are the ones who are getting fucked in this. Oh my goodness, dude. Bro, this is fucking lit, man. This is so lit. There's nothing like what a feeling, man. To be in a good trade. And it just, you know, the music flows with it. Like, this is nice. This is look at them. Look at this, so weak. They're so fucking weak. They're so weak. Look at the bears. They're so where'd they go? Bro, where'd they go? The market's just breaking out, retesting, breaking out, retesting. Where'd they go? Where'd they fucking go? You know? Look at how degenerate the bears look. They look fucking horrible. They look like a bunch of fucking degenerates. You know what? The bears right now, what I would say about them is, right here, right now, I would say they're a bunch of fucking assholes. That's what I would say. They're a bunch of fucking assholes. That's exactly what the fuck they are. Bunch of fucking degenerates. How the fuck can you short this shit? This is bullish as fuck. Everything is fucking bullish. The fuck? This is so bullish. Gosh, that looks like last chance. That looks like final calls to add. Final calls to add. If someone wants to add at a higher price, we fucking added early. We added when it dropped. We added at fucking 84 cents when the shit was down. Contracts fucking popped the fuck off. Well, like I said, guys, do not risk all your gains. Holding for more. Know the risk of holding. You know, everyone knows in this market, holding has a lot of dig into it. Especially at this time of day. It's fucking degenerate, man. Shit goes green to red 50 fucking times, and then it goes more green, and then it just goes fucking red. It's the most degenerate shit I've ever fucking seen. Oh, they can't give us one that goes straight up. No, they gotta fucking chop, 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 chop. At least it's breaking out and retesting. You know, at least the drops aren't big, so it makes it easy to hold. Fucking degenerate, bro. You have to be a fucking. I can't believe there's people buying puts in this. How fucking do you? Oh my gosh, bro. Show me the fucking money. It's fucking stagnant fucking. Show me the magnet. Show me the fucking magnet. Oh my gosh, bro. This looks like a fucking UFO. It's like there's a UFO right here, and then the shit's coming down to send the price up here. Bro. This is bullish as fuck. This is so fucking bullish. It's fucking. Guys, just buy Adele, guys. Just buy Adele, you know? We're gonna buy calls every day and run this shit to the fucking planet. Fucking bro, this is so fucking bullish. Look at how badly they got trapped. My gosh, it's so easy to talk shit about the Bears. They're making it too easy. They're so fucking degenerate. Oh my fucking gosh, bro. These phones are popping off. Oh my gosh, bro. This is gonna fucking pop, bro. Bro, bro, fucking, oh my fuck, bro, fucking, bro, it's gonna pop the fuck off. Oh my gosh, bro, imagine going up against that. Imagine going up against that. Guys, just buy Adele. Just buy Adele, guys. No, just buy Adele, guys. Oh my fucking gosh, this one is popping the fuck off, bro. Dude, this is too hype. This is too hype. Oh my gosh, this is so fucking hype, bro. So hype. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes. Show me my competence. Show me my brilliance. Show me my competence. Show me my fucking brain. Show me how good this shit's gonna play out. Show me the future. Show me the money. Oh my gosh. Show me who I am. Show me who I am. Just keep going up. Why stop now? Just keep going higher. Show me exactly who I am. Just keep going higher. Show me my fucking evolution, bro. Just take this to the fucking stratosphere. Take it to the fucking stratosphere. It's like we went all the way up here just to come back down. Fuck that. Send it higher. Fuck that. Oh my goodness, bro. So fucking. This spy is popping the fuck off. This is fucking insane. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, they're gonna try to drop it again. This is so annoying, bro. It's like they're just waiting, you know what I mean? They just like pull the fucking rug at some point. Like these motherfuckers, bro. Just spike this shit to the stratosphere. What the fuck is this doing? Just go higher already. The fuck? Oh my goodness, bro. Look, guys, if we hold this, the Bears are going to get wiped off the fucking stratosphere. They're going to cease to exist. They're going to want to switch to calls. They're not even going to switch to calls because they're going to be terrified because they just lost a fuck ton on puts. This is the most bullish fucking pattern in the fucking stratosphere. All we got to do is hold this and we'll see more of this. We'll see more of this. All of this motherfucking green dollar bills, paper. Losing is a choice. Money, printer, you know? Guys, if you haven't figured out how to print money in 2026, you are fucked. Get it together. Get it fucking together. Look at how bullish that looks. Oh my gosh. That looks like Oracle going from nothing to fucking all-time highs. That shit looks bullish as fuck. Trapped them. Trapped. See, they thought. Those motherfuckers thought, look, I got in here. They dropped it to almost new lows. They thought I would use the stop loss. They thought I wouldn't buy the Dell. You know, Trump, he said buy the Dell. He never said sell the Dell. He said buy it. You know? He never said sell the Dell. He said buy it. Dude, I'm fucking holding. I'm just holding my fucking trades, you know? Fuck, I know who's president. The fuck? We run this fucking shit. Why would I be in this game if I wasn't running shit? What would be the purpose or point of that? To be involved in something where people run shit. I'm in this because I'm running this shit. This is going to go higher and higher and higher. The fuck? Everybody talks about buying a Dell, but they don't talk about selling the Dell. Why is that? Because it just keeps on going higher and higher and higher. That's why, you know? SPY's up 1,000% since 2009. People are talking about shorting. I'm like, what fucking degenerate planet are you from? Do you not see who's in office right now? Do you not see the evolution of the fucking world? Do you not see we're green every single fucking day? Fuck, man. Get it fucking together. Competence. Competence. If you guys want to win, have some competence. Man, I fucking love the market. I love it. Green every fucking day. Oh goodness, man. Shit is fucking ridiculous, man. Working with the worst of price action to exist. Still green. Choppy, slow, degenerate, decayed. Still fucking green. Ain't that something? Still can't be fucking stopped. Worst price action on the fucking planet. Still fucking green. Oh my goodness, man. Alright, so guys. Like I said, man. Do not go green to red. If they're gonna pull the rug, they're gonna pull the rug. It is what it is. At some point, it's gotta drop. I think it's gonna go higher. At some point, it's gotta drop too. You know, obviously 773, 774 drop zones. It could drop right here too, but you know, we'll see. Know the risk of holding. You know, like I said, you should have already taken some gains. You know, this went from 80 to 120 cents. That's a nice gain there. 80 cents to 120 cents. Almost 120 cents it went to. But yeah, man, we shall see. This looks bullish as fuck. They're still holding the support level. They're still holding that. You know, they're still holding. So, see. Oh my goodness, bro. This shit is ridiculous, man. You know, that's what sucks about holding is fucking getting stopped out and profit stopped out when it acts like a degenerate. Like stocks don't go straight up, but they do go up, that's for sure. Sometimes they go straight up. Oh my goodness, man. Fucking such a degenerate fucking price action, dude. Alright guys, like I said, man, do not flip red. Do not flip red. Do not be a Deegan. The trade is green. 80 cents to 100 cents plus. The trade is green. Do not flip red. If you're wondering what trade we're in, you're too fucking late. Fucking degenerates didn't listen. Gosh, what do you want? A buy and sell alert? You want a fucking written in fucking stone? Fucking show the fuck up and learn this shit. Like I said, guys, do not risk going green to red. Do not risk going green to red. Not be a fucking degenerate. Do not risk going green to red. SPY's on the fucking wire right now. A generous market would bounce this year, so we don't have to sell and get profit stopped out. You know, a Deegan market would get us out and then push higher. Welcome to the Deegan market. That happens too. You guys know the risk of holding. If you want to take the risk, you take the risk. You know the risk of holding, but don't risk going green to red. Do not be a fucking degenerate. You can always get back in. Don't be a degenerate. Shit is crazy, bro. They want us to fucking sell so fucking badly. You see, that's the problem with the market is sometimes it goes up a decent amount, and if you hold it, you got to risk it all to make more. Some trades are like them. It's fucking degenerate. That's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with that type of situation. But the trade went up nicely percentage wise. You know, it went up 20% plus. So I don't want to hear any bitching, bro. I'm working with what the market's giving me. If it's giving me dog shit, well, work with the dog shit. A generous market would bounce this so we don't have to sell the rest. That's what a generous market would do, you know? And like I said, you guys can set a profit stop. You don't even have to sell the rest. You can set your profit stop right around here. Right around this zone, right around here, right? But if we could just hold this, it's gonna pop the fuck off, and we're gonna make a fuck ton more profit. Yeah. Oh my gosh, God. All right, guys, this is literally it. If you did not get profit stopped out, this is it. This is it, man. This is it. This is it. This is make or break. If you did not get profit stopped out, this is literally it. This is it. You know? This is it. If we can't bounce here, it's gonna go red. So this is it. This is make or break, man. This is literally it. You guys know how the market is. It's a fucking bitch. All right? This is why I told you to take some fucking gains at the fucking peaks. Because I know it's fucking degenerate. That's what the market is. It's a degenerate fucking market. So look, man. You guys know the risk. You know the risk. If it goes below this, I don't want to hear no bitching, whining, complaining. I don't want to hear no, oh, it flipped red. Oh, I lost my. I don't want to hear it, dude. You already took gains up here at the peaks. I don't want to hear it. Manage your fucking risk. Manage your trades. You know? The market just can't go straight up all the time. It can't. You got to manage your trades. That's why we sold some right here at the fucking peak. Because it can't just keep going straight up all the time. Let's see, man. Let's see. You know, this is what it does. You know, it's a bitch because even if it goes lower, it's going to try to go higher. That's why it's a bitch. So the risk of holding is a bitch. You know, everybody wants big wins. Well, look at what it takes to get them. Fucking green, red, get back gains, chop, fuck, this, that, up, down, high, low, YOLO, fucking, you know what I mean? Look at what it fucking takes. Fucking degenerate fucking price action. But look, man, if we can hold this, we're going to go higher, you know? And you guys know the market, it's degenerate. Sometimes it can go a little bit lower and then go higher. It's fucking bitch. That's what it is. But all we can do is manage our risk, right? You know? Can manage your risk. Right there, you could sell into that pop. Sell some into that fucking pop. Don't be a fucking degenerate. I mean, with the way this is acted, the rest should just be runners at this point. You know? It really should be. This is the most degenerate fucking... This shit just flipped on us, technically. Alright, bro. Let's see. If we can't bounce here, I'm gonna cut more here. If we can't bounce here, I'm gonna cut more here. Not fucking around with this bullshit fucking price. You know? It's good until it's not. It works until it doesn't. Manage your fucking risk. It's the most degenerate fucking price action. I mean, welcome to 1230. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of, you know, kind of degenerate. Bro, this is so fucking, the whole thing just flipped on us. Oh my gosh. It's gonna crash and spike, it looks like. It's gonna try to spike. This is not done. It's just, the degenerate part is, it's gonna try to drop too. So the trade can go green to red if you're holding, right? So it's pretty degenerate. It clearly wants to spike. Obviously. This is obviously bullish as fuck. You know, you guys know the risk of holding that. You could cut it, get back in. You might miss out. It is what it is. You might buy at a higher price. You might not get back in. You guys know, man, the market gives you options, you know? With all this degenerate price action, it gives you all the options to get out of the trade. That's for sure. Fucking degenerate. Fucking degenerate. So like I said, guys, it's going to want to try to drop and then spike. It could bottom here, or it can go lower and then bottom. That's what it looks like right now. It looks like drop and spike. So right now, we're experiencing the drop. All right, so look, that's another opportunity. If people want to sell into the spikes, right? You guys can see it's trying to form lower high after lower high. It's obviously going to try to flip right around here and go bullish towards our entry, right? Everyone knows the risk of holding, man. Everybody knows the risk of holding the trade. Everybody knows the risk of going green to red. Everybody knows the risk of being a degenerate. But yeah, we'll see, man. You know? This is another opportunity for people to sell if they do want to sell as it's spiking and going up, you know? Because this could go green to red before going higher. So they had all the opportunity in the world to take gains. So I don't want to hear no bitching. I don't want to hear no fucking bitching, you know? But look, man, if we can just hold this level, the price is going to push higher. 100%. Price is going to push higher. But guys, one thing I will say is, bro, look, if we go below this, just cut it, bro. If you guys are holding some for runners, look, if we go under this, we start to go below this, just cut it. All right? If we start to go below that, just cut it. Obviously, right now, you can shave some, take some gains, right? If you don't want to experience that risk of holding the fucking trade, you can just sell some right here on this big ass spike, right? Or you can take the risk of holding and give back some more gains, right? It's your fucking call, dude. Fuck, with the way this shit is, you know, I'm gonna take some off here. I'm gonna take more off here. All right, so the rest is runners. The rest is runners. So I have 25% left to run. 25% of my position is left. I sold 25% here, and then I sold 50% at the peak. Rest is runners. I got 25% left, you know? If this goes to 773, that's going to be a nice little gain there. So we'll see. You know, I got 25% left. I trimmed more there because I didn't want to take the risk to hold that extra 25%. It's a personal choice. You guys decide what you want to do, you know? With how this price action is trading, you guys decide what you want to do, how you want to size, how you want to hold, how you want to add. You guys decide what you want to do. I just shaved some, you know? I got 25% of my position left. I sold 50 at the peak, 25 in the middle, and now I'm holding the rest for the big gains that are an absolute bitch. It's not a bitch to hold for big gains if you guys don't mind going green to red, and you don't mind turning wins into losers, and you don't mind, you know, starting off lighter. It's really not. You can just easily hold this, you know? But I'm putting in size into these scalps, right? And my intent is not to go green to red. So the Bears just got fucking clipped. Oh my gosh, bro. I told him that 30-minute chart was gonna try to flip green. I told him. Drop first, flip green. It just flipped fucking green. If you guys look at the fucking chart. The shit literally just flipped red to green. Look at this. Bro, look at this bullish reversal, guys. Are you not seeing this? Dude, look at this. We got a break and retest resistance right here, followed by a green, red, green breakout. Oh my gosh, the Bulls are fucking geniuses. Shout out to the fucking Bulls and their magnets at 773 and 774. With 3 hours to hit a 3.5 hours to hit a fucking magnet, with the slow, choppy price action that just keeps on forming higher support and squeezing the fucking Bears. Just keep getting fucked. Look at that. Bullish as fuck. Man, it hit this fucking level. It just fucking rocketed like fucking crazy. Bro, if they're not green, they should all quit. I don't know what to tell them, bro. We're buying calls at the lows. This is where we bought. We bought right here. This is where we got in. We got at the lows. We didn't get at the fucking peaks. We got at the lows. We used the game plan, motherfuckers. The game plan. The money printing game plan. We used the game plan. We're at the fucking lows. You think this shit is by accident? Watch the last stream. I bought the calls at the exact lows. I can do this every single fucking day. I could just sit here and buy calls at the lows. It works every fucking day. Losing is a personal fucking choice, bro. Look at that. It works just like that. See? That's what they do. They fuck people, and then they take it higher. That's the stock market. Welcome to the market. You know? Just buy a Dell. You guys will all be rich. Just go out and buy a Dell. And, you know, that's the thing about the market. Some people, they go out and buy a Dell, and then other people, they understand the right people to follow, you know, with that information, and they understand the philosophy of what that means. But yeah, guys, calls are green as fuck. You know, we paid 80 cents for the 772 calls, and they're 80 cents in the money. And there's a magnet at 773, and then there's a magnet at 774. If you do the fucking math, we just made a genius fucking trade and bought it at the lows. If you do the fucking ROI on that. So yeah, man. You know, losing is a personal choice. If you guys are red, you all need to quit. It's not for you, 100%. If you're red and you're losing money, get the fuck off the fucking stream. Y'all need to quit, man. Shit is not, bro. If I buy calls at the low and they lose, that's a direct mirror impact showing them how much of a fucking degenerate their actions are. If someone buys at the exact lows, all they have to do was listen, you know? But no, they don't want to listen to decades of experience. They don't want to listen to multi-million-dollar companies. They don't want to listen to massive fucking gains. Some people want to lose. And I'm like, all right, stay a fucking loser, dude. The amount of people that come into my life and showed me that they wanted to lose, it really showed me that most people don't want to win. They really don't. It's crazy, man. It's insane. The amount of people that switched up on me in my life is fucking insane. I'm like, damn, most people really don't want to win. This shit is crazy. I guess it's just gonna be me at the top then. It is what it is, you know? If they don't want to win, I guess it's just me. I'm not gonna follow them. If they're gonna be fucking degenerates and betray themselves. Oh my gosh, bro. All they had to do was just listen. Man, is it that hard? That's all they have. Bro, it's going straight up. It's going straight up. All right, guys, I'm gonna sell 10% more here, and then I got 15% left. 15% left. Just sold 10% more right there. There we go. There we fucking go. Premiums went from 80 fucking cent to 125 cent. Bro, that's a $45 profit per contract. You buy 100 contracts, that's $4,500 in less than a fucking hour. People work 80 hours a month. No. People work 160 hours a month. for $4,000, even $3,000. You do this shit in 1 fucking hour, 100 contracts. What's 100 contracts to a trader? To a real ass trader, what's 100 contracts? It's fucking nothing. 100 contracts. It's fucking nothing. People put $8,000 into trades all the time. That's fucking nothing. That's a 50% return on investment. The fuck? Bro, you guys can go out and buy a Dell with all that profit. Fucking shit, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. Who needs to work these days? All they had to do was buy the Dell. That's it. All they had to do was listen to the president. Just buy the Dell. That's it. Shit went up 400%. It's gonna make a fuck ton more than your job. The fuck? So all they had to do was buy the Dell. But no, they didn't want to, they didn't want to listen. They didn't want to sit at that table. No, they wanted to eat something else. They didn't want to sit at that table and eat that food. Some people don't want to take the steak. Some people want a tougher life. I'm like, bro, just give me the steak. Where's the steak at? I'll take the steak. Where's it at? Give me all the money in the planet. You know? Obviously with morals, not with fucking the degenerate shit that goes on in social media. Obviously, morally, I'll eat the steak. Some degenerates just take the steak and they have no fucking morals or fucking soul. Fucking soulless fucks for the fucking paper. Imagine being soulless for something as worthless as paper. Blows my fucking mind. You know? But yeah, man. Everybody's green. Everybody's winning. Everybody's printing. This is the greatest live stream on the planet. I can't find another stream on the planet where there's no set schedule. The guy clicks the button and he buys calls to the lows every single time. You know, it's clearly not by accident. It just happens. Just clicks the button and the calls are at the lows every single time. I can't find another stream that does this, you know? It's almost like it's a strategic system where all I have to do is click a button and tell people what I'm in at, and then it just works in my favor almost every single time. And then the times it doesn't work, I just manage my risk, you know? It's pretty simple, man. It works every fucking time. Like, all they had to do was go out and buy a Dell. But no, they didn't want to listen, bro. It's crazy. Trump was president and he said, go and buy a Dell. All they had to do was buy a Dell. But no, some people wanted to work a 9 to 5 instead. And I'm like, well, it exists for a reason. You know, not everyone wants to buy the Dell. Some people don't want to listen. It exists for a reason. You know, some people want to do jobs that robots are gonna replace. Not everyone wants to take risk. Not everyone wants to win. Some people want to just, they just want to stay. They just want to. They don't want to buy the Dell. You know, they just want to go out and buy some dumb shit. You know, it is what it is. No, we don't need to buy a Dell, bro. If the president says buy a Dell, you buy the Dell. No questions asked. It's a fucking president. The fuck. I love the market. It just correlates the fucking. I love the stock market. It's a direct correlation of who's in office. You know, you got Biden in office, one of the worst years in history, 2022. The market had. Look at this, bro. Look at this. You got fucking, you know what I mean? Look at this shit. Look at this. Right here. You got, look at this. You got Biden in office right here. Look at what the market does. One of the biggest red years that wiped out investor. And then Trump comes along. Oh, it's all green again. Yeah, interesting how that works. Yet people are hating on Trump. They didn't want to buy the Dell. Bunch of broke ass haters. They could have bought the fucking Dell. But no, they don't want to buy the Dell. They want to work, 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 work. You know, I'm not saying you guys have to agree with these people politically, but if one of them says buy a Dell, and historically the market does good when they say that, I would strongly suggest you buy the Dell and keep the emotions and the politics and whatever the fuck you think about the person out of it, because this is a device to make money. It's not morally wrong if you go out and you buy the Dell and you don't like Trump. Just print money, get rich, get fucking rich, bro. Look at this, man. Look at this, bro. This is the spot. Guys, make sure you're taking gains, bro. If you guys didn't take gains on that rip, you're a fucking degenerate. Make sure you're taking fucking profit. So, we killed it, man. We killed it. We smoked him. Fucking best trade you could have made all day. Buying the fucking dip. Unless you bought a put literally directly at the market, literally the first fucking minute a market opened. But even then, contracts are higher. So there you go. That was the trade, man. That was the trade. There we go, man. Rest is runners. I still have a very small position left for runners. But we did a good job of selling that other piece at the peak. So there we go, man. There we go. Everybody's green. Everybody's making money. Losing's a fucking choice. It's like, bro, I'm buying calls at the lows during the toughest time of day to be trading. 12 p.m. is not easy. Shit is not fucking easy to be buying calls at exact lows during this time. Shit is not fucking easy, bro. There we go. Everybody's fucking green. Everybody's printing money. Another pop is coming. Yes, fucking printing like fucking crazy. Um, someone said if you bought Adele, you could have had it all. Exactly, exactly. People don't want to listen. People don't want to listen. It's like, bro, do you guys not know what moves stocks? You know, fucking oh, that's totally not manipulated at all. That's totally not a coordinated fucking secret coded message to buy Dell. No, that's totally legal. It's like, bro, this whole idea of market manipulation, it's a fucking scam. It really is. It's just the way I see it is, you know, the people who actually get put away for that, usually it's just in a way where it's set up where certain people are not just meant to rise up. It's bullshit. That's what I think some of it's just bullshit. Because other people, they do the same shit and there's no problems, Um, and then other people do it, and then there's problems, then there's fines, and there's fucking jail or some bull. It's all fucking bullshit. The world is fucking bullshit. America is it's a bullshit fucking world of people in fucking power. It's fucking bullshit. If Trump could say, let's go out and buy a Dell, then we can all say, let's go out and buy this, let's go out and buy that. That's not a coordinated, planned fucking attack. If people want to follow my trades, that's their personal choice. If they actually want to, do that, they can do that, I'm just doing my own thing. If people want to follow, they can follow. We're not coordinating any fucking thing. We all like the stock. If we all want to go out and buy a Dell and there happens to be 100,000 people watching this stream who have millions of dollars, then so be it. We'll all go out and buy the fucking Dell. You know? We can be like, yeah, it's literally, oh, he said it first. Oh, Trump said it first. We just decided to buy it because you know what I mean? It's all bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. We all love SPY. We buy calls at the lows, no questions asked. There's nothing illegal in terms of what it is that we're doing. We all like SPY. We buy the calls, and we know who the president is. And yeah, bro, if Biden was president, I would have been buying puts. I would have been like, oh, this is who's in office. Let's short the market. That's what I would have been doing. You guys don't have to like Trump, but you do have to understand what happens when he's in office. Some people don't have a fucking some people are so emotional in the market, they take politics so fucking seriously. It's like, guys, you don't have to be fucking political, you just have to get rich, that's all you have to do. It's not that fucking hard, bro. SPY goes up every single fucking day. It's like, you know, if something goes up 1,000,000 fucking percent, it's not that hard to make money. Degenerates don't give themselves enough time to hold, and they don't listen to smart people. If the market goes up when a certain person is in office and he says to buy this, I think you should buy it. No, what you think your one stock out of the 14,000 plus stocks is going to do better than that? It's like, bro, he literally said it. He said, just go out and buy a Dell. America, go out and buy a Dell. Let's all rally together and go out and buy a Dell. Yeah, America, let's support companies. Yeah, that's a lot of fucking support for Dell to have a big move like that. We should all go out and buy this stock and this stock. That's what we should all fucking do. $100 to $400. Since when did Dell turn into a meme stock? Since when did fucking Dell go up 400% in a couple months here? Yeah, I'm sure everyone saw that coming. The only way you saw this coming is if you had the thesis, Trump said buy a Dell, let's buy a Dell. It's like, bro, people literally give you the answers. Like, bro, I'm saying we literally have a group that gives them the answers. We have a stream that gives them the answers. People show people right in front of their fucking face. It's almost as if they're playing in their fucking face on what to do. Like, I come on a stream. I don't have a schedule. When I turn on my stream, that means there's a trade to be made, which can happen at any time of the day. I turn on my stream. I tell them to buy calls. You go on my last stream. I tell them the same thing. I tell them to buy calls. It's the exact lows. Everyone can compound their accounts. Everyone can get rich. And look, we buy at the exact lows and it goes up. It's like the same thing as Trump saying go out and buy a Dell. Except with this, there is no manipulation within the market. It's options. If Trump says go out and buy a stock, the whole fucking planet is going to go buy that fucking stock and it's going to go up. With this, there's no manipulation to it. It's untouchable. There's nothing no one can say. I'm buying options. There's no market manipulation going on here. All I'm doing is buying options. Of course, if someone has millions and millions of followers and they say, hey, go out and buy this, someone could say, oh, that's manipulation or something, or oh, that's just going up because they said that, or whatever the fuck. But with what I'm doing, there's nothing they can say. I'm buying SPY options. You know, this is the most ethical way. This is the most ethical way to actually win. Where, you know, I can see how someone could say, if someone has millions of followers and they'll go out and buy that stock, I can see how they say, oh, that's like a coordinated attack, or oh, that's market manipulation. But with what I'm doing, there's nothing manipulated at all. I'm just buying SPY call options, you know? And I just happen to be right nearly every single time, and I manage my risk. So when there's an L, I don't fucking lose, you know? I don't get back a lot of my gains. So yeah, for those of you who are holding runners to the 774 magnet, shout out to you. You know, 773 and 774 were our profit targets. If you watched the game plan yesterday, it literally said what the stock market was going to do was it said it was going to have a bullish day, and it said it was going to bottom at the previous day lows. Well, right now it's trying to have a bullish day, and it's bottoming towards the previous day lows. So everything I fucking said, which was said a night before in advance, happened to an exact T. You know, it's not by accident that this works. Guys, do you think I would make a game plan a night before in advance if it didn't work? Wouldn't it be better to make the game plan in the morning if it worked better in the morning? No, I choose to make it a day before in advance. I make my game plans before everyone else. And then there's degenerates out there who copy my game plans because I'm one of the first people to upload the game plans. Shit is crazy, man. But anyways, man, losing's a fucking choice, you know? And yeah, we killed it. We absolutely killed it. Fucking this whole idea of, oh yeah, bearish at support. I literally told him the worst thing you can do this week is buy puts at support. People don't want to fucking listen. They don't want to listen to the game. I literally told him yesterday, if the market drops, the best thing you can do is buy calls through the previous day low. It's going to have a bullish reversal. Everything I fucking said came true. And it was said a day before in advance. And I'm sitting here showing up buying calls at the fucking lows. So what the fuck is your excuse? What are you doing? Who are you following to be red? What is your fucking excuse? Enlighten us. What is your fucking excuse? To lose money and to work a 9-to-5 job. If all of this exists, what the fuck is the excuse? We're green every single fucking day. 100%, man. Losing is a personal fucking choice. You know? If Trump says buy Adele, you buy Adele. No questions asked. 100%. You know? Some people don't want the steak. Some people want the ramen, and they want to fucking live a normal, boring life. You know, normies. They don't want to take risk, right? They just want to stay meh, live a normal life, fucking normies. You know? Some of us actually want to evolve, all right? Some of us who exist on this fucking planet, we don't just want to go fucking up and down, middle class. Some of us want to go where the future's going, which is up, 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 up. Oh, it's a bubble. It's going to drop 80%. Well, does it really matter? Does it matter? Guys, if I'm invested heavily into VGT, the best ETF you can invest into on the fucking planet right now for the future, that's not considered extremely high risk compared to the other good ones. You know, I could have bought it at $8. It could have dropped to $3, and everyone would have said I made the worst investment in my life. And everyone would say, bro, you should sell it and take the crumbs you have left. I'm sitting here saying, is that all I'm worth? If I buy VGT at 100 and it drops to $30, is that all I'm worth? The fuck? Buy more. This shit has been going up to infinity. Why would I bet against the fucking economy? Are you fucking crazy? .com bubble fucking drop 80%. I'm like, bro, drop this to 99%. I'll buy it all. I'll fucking buy the whole fucking company. The fuck? Man, motherfuckers are fucking brainless, bro. Take good companies. I'm like, bro, drop them all to 99%. Let's buy them out. The fuck? Do it. Drop it to 99%. I want to see the biggest fucking bubble on the fucking planet. Drop it to 0. I want to see it go to 0. You want to know why? Because, bro, it's going to go right back up. It's going to go right back up. You know? Some people are degenerate. They don't hold their trades. Fucking degenerates. Historically, if you want the highest win rate, the longer time you have to hold a long position that follows something that goes up historically is the way to be successful. You think I'm going to bet on the economy with the future that's fucking heading? All these big companies are burning money at the speed of light, putting hundreds of billions of dollars into fucking AI. You think I'm gonna sit here and say that this shit isn't gonna keep on going higher and higher and higher, and that's not the future? They're burning money like it's fucking worthless. Because it fucking is. When you have all the money in the world, what do you do with it? You get rid of it. You don't want it. You burn it. You fucking put it somewhere else. Fuck, man. You guys need to make bets on the fucking future. This is the fucking future, VGT. It's like, bro, I'm telling you, people come into your life, they'll literally give you the keys. They'll literally give you the keys. They'll say, do this. And then you got all these degenerates who don't choose to do it. And then people wonder why 9 to 5 still exists. The reason why 9 to 5 still exists is because A, people don't have the fucking balls to say money is fucking worthless and we can live without money. We don't need the paper. B, people don't get fucking rich. Those are the only two reasons why 9 to 5 exists. If people have the balls to say it doesn't matter, we don't need money, right? And if it does matter so much, then get rich. You know, if it doesn't matter, then don't fucking complain. Don't work a 9 to 5. You can live life either way. It's two different philosophies, you know? But bro, get rich. Get rich as fuck. You know? Fucking everyone in the middle, they're fucked. You either don't give a fuck about money and it doesn't matter to you, which is completely fine, or you get fucking rich. There is no in between. If you're in between, you're fucked. You know? The only way to exist in this world is to give no matter or point to money and live your life without it, or is to get rich. There is no in between. If you're in between, you are fucked. You are absolutely fucked. 100%. Guys, everyone needs to get rich. It's never been easier to get rich. You might as well get rich if it's never been easier. You know, you might as well get rich. I get it. Some people that could be like, you know what? I don't need money. This doesn't matter. I'm going to live my life without it. I don't give a fuck. People are going to figure out how to do it. That's completely fine. You know, I would rather support that person than someone working a 9 to 5. I'd rather support, unless the person working 9 to 5 is actually trying to get rich. But like, bro, anyone who thinks money doesn't matter, I completely support what they're doing. 100%. 100%. Because you can live in this world without money. The people are the only ones who choose to give it power. Everyone could wake up one day and say, no, this is just a worthless piece of paper. They could do it, you know? But people don't have balls. They don't have fucking balls to do it. Which is why they need to get rich if they don't have the balls to fucking do that. Because there is ways to get whatever you want in this world without money. You know? It could be supplied in another way. But look, man. Everybody's green. Everybody's rich. Everybody's successful. Everybody's profitable. It's 1 p.m. You know, market flipped bullish as fuck. Had the craziest fucking trend reversal on the fucking planet. So yeah, man, this was an amazing stream. We all bought calls at the lows. You know, everything's amazing. It's like, bro, this shit is so repetitive. Every stream I do, I just show up and buy calls at the lows. I can do this every single day. It happens all the fucking time. I just show up, I buy the lows, and it goes higher. So yeah, man, that's it. You know, make sure you guys took your profits. There's still a Baghdad at 774. We can easily hit 774. I'm like, bro, if people want to buy puts, all they have to do is listen. Just buy your puts if you want to buy them so fucking badly. Why don't you buy them up here at this break and retest level? You know, why don't you buy the puts right here? You know, at that break and retest level, right up there. Why don't you buy your puts right up there? If you want to short the market so fucking badly, why don't you do it right up there? You know? The bears got trapped. There's 3 hours left. All the price has been doing is just slowly going up, having slow drops, breaking and retesting, and then pushing higher, right? So this is the new break and retest level right here. Oh shit, bro, I drew this before it happened. Oh my god, look at this, guys. I drew this before it happened. Look. Up, down, up. Bro, it's like I just give it to them. I just give it right in front of their fucking face, you know? Everyone's got shit to say. I'm like, who's winning? Who's fucking printing 24 fucking 7? Fucking I just don't get how they're read. This is the shit that I fucking drew. It's like fucking, to me, this shit is like fucking Crayola. Down, up. I drew this before it happened. We drew this all this before it fucking happened. It's the same fucking shit. Up, down, up. Is that not what fucking happened? Is that not in alignment? Do you think I would be in this game? Do you think I would be on a live stream doing this if I didn't know what the fuck I was doing? What kind of degenerate would live them streams if they have no idea what the fuck they're doing? You know? People need to get built first, and then they can come on the stream. You know what I mean? The fuck? Show up with some fucking presence and make everyone fucking rich. There's people in this industry, they show up. They've done absolutely nothing. They're not profitable and they stream every single day. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? Why don't they lock in and cut off the stream and fucking focus? Like, I can do this shit because I actually built up. I get it. I know how the game works, you know? But there's a lot of people in this niche, bro. Some people stream, they have no idea what they're doing. I'm like, why the fuck are they streaming? The fuck? Figure your shit out. Get it to fucking gather, man. Shit is fucking crazy. Fucking degenerates, man. This obviously wants to go to 774. I gave them the levels for puts. They don't want to listen. I'm like, if you don't want to listen, you're gonna have a tough fucking life. Then don't listen. You don't want to be rich, then stay broke forever. You want to work a 9 to 5, then work the 9 to 5. You don't want to eat a steak, then don't eat the steak. You know? Fucking A, man. People need to get it to fucking gather. For reals. For fucking reals. Get it to fucking gather, man. Oh my goodness. Green every single fucking day. What is the fucking reason for someone to be red? For fucking reals. What is the fucking reason for someone to be red? 100%. You know? Fucking A, man. It's unlimited winning. Unlimited printing. Fucking A. I just don't see how someone could lose money consistently in the market when there's people who are in the market and all they do is make money. Like, guys, this isn't some sort of pump and dump scam. This is options. We can all make the same trades. The fuck? Like, oh my gosh, bro. If there's people who exist in the stock market that never lose money, they always win, they always make money. These people, these companies exist. How the fuck are people actually losing money? All they had to do was follow the right people. They didn't even have to figure their shit out. All they had to do was follow the right people. You know? It's like the same thing, bro. It's like people don't want to follow, they don't want to learn, they want to do everything themselves. Like another way to look at it is like VGT. You know, this is an ETF, the technology sector. It's been going straight up for fucking ever. It's had some 50% drops, you know? Dot-com bubble, fucking Biden as president, that was fucking great. You know? It's had some drops. But if you look at the yearly chart, you know, it's had a lot more green years than red years, and every single time it comes back to life and goes higher. So it just goes to show you, the only reason why people lose money in the market is because they don't hold the things that go consistently up. And the only reason why someone would lose money investing into the market is because they think they can do it better. They think they can beat VGT, and they think they can pick, so in order to beat VGT, you're going to need to buy less stocks. Your portfolio is going to need to be more concentrated. This portfolio has this ETF, this index fund has 300 stocks in it. The only way to beat this is if you size in bigger on a small amount of stocks. And it's going to be very hard to beat if you go at 20 to 30 stocks. Realistically, you're going to need like 6 to 12 stocks. You're going to need a small amount of stocks. And there's 14,000 plus stocks in the market. And people have the audacity to say, you know what? This has been going up 20% every single year on average. They think they can consistently beat the market 20% every single fucking year. And this has 300 stocks in it. Which one would you perceive as safe and less risk? The one with 300 stocks in it or the one with 6 to 12 stocks in it? It's like, bro, for most people, I could see why Buffett says to buy the index funds because, you could beat the market 1 or 2 years, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think people are going to be able to consistently beat it when it comes to investing. I really don't see it. I just don't see how they're going to beat this big of a monster. Obviously day traders can beat this, but I'm talking about investing. That's what I'm talking about. Like, people are really going to sit here and pick stocks every single year. They're going to buy them at a price and they're going to add at another price and then they're going to hold them and then they're going to sell them and they're going to do this every single year and manage that and beat a 20% return. I don't see it. If they looked at the statistics and they did the math, maybe they beat it 1 or 2 years, but bro, there's just no fucking way. I genuinely don't see how people are going to beat this. It's a fucking monster. Like, someone could have full ported a good stock, right? Like fucking Apple. Someone could have full ported fucking Apple, and you would have made just as you would have made very good gains, on fucking they're very similar. You would have made very similar gains, right? Depending on when you invested. I mean, obviously Apple, you know, went up fucking crazy too, but bro, if someone were to full port the best companies, for the most part, they would have just been better off with VGT. They really would have been. So I mean, the lows of this went from $3 to fucking $100, right? And then Apple went from fucking, like fucking nothing, like 10, 15, 20 to fucking 300. Like I said, bro, instead of picking the couple stocks out of the 14,000 that are going to 10x, I genuinely believe for most people, Buffett's right. They would have been better off buying index funds. Obviously, VGT is considered a riskier index fund because it just covers the technology sector. But one would argue, this has bigger gains than all the other ones. This has performed better than all the other ones. And one would argue, if we were to make a logical bet on the future, is it more logical to make a bet on the tech, or is it more logical to make a bet on the economy as a whole? And I would say, with where the future is going, where all the money is going, I would say tech would be the smarter fucking investment. This whole economy, it's still so behind. People are still working 9 to 5 jobs. People are still fucking financially fucking tied and fucking slaved, letting a worthless piece of paper be control their fucking life. Like, bro, as fast as the world is evolving, there's also a lot of people in the world who are getting fucking destroyed by that evolution because they're not leveling up. When something is this good, when there's people in the stock market who make money every single day and they're green every single day, for the people who are not on that same type of shit are going to get fucking destroyed. That's what's going to happen. If you can't beat them, you're going to have to join them. For the people who didn't buy calls here at the lows, well, they're going to have to join me now. Welcome now. Welcome to the winning now. You could have bought it at the fucking lows and had the winning earlier, but no, people don't want to listen. They don't want to watch the game plans. They don't want to listen to the game plan that says buy at the exact lows. The people who actually give out the game plans the night before an event. No, they don't want to listen. They don't want to say, you know what? Let's buy at the exact lows, right? And towards the previous day lows, and the market's gonna have a bullish recovery. They don't want to listen. No, they want to wait later on at higher prices. That's what they want to. They don't want to see. There's a clear magnet at 774. This is a clear crystal fucking clear magnet break and retest level, dude. Like, the market just flying off a cliff for 30 minutes and then consolidating for hours was a clear fucking gift for a classic break and retest. Green, red, green, green, red, red, green, bullish, right? Fucking green, red, green, green, red, green, green, red, green, 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 bullish, right? It's a clear fucking magnet. So, guys, green every single day. Every single day we're green. Best curriculum on the fucking planet. Nobody trades the way how I trade. They can't do it like this. Nobody fucking does this shit like this, bro. I turn on a stream. We buy the calls at the lowest exact fucking time, man. They can't stop us. They can't fucking stop us. No, fuck VTI. Nah, VTI, VOO. Nah, fuck all that shit, bro. Guys, this is how I look at it, right? If you're going to invest your money, you can put yourself into the safest thing that's likely going to generate long term the safest of gains, right? Here's how I look at it. It's like this. Say someone's keeping their money into the bank, right? They can put it in a high yield interest account, make 3 to 4%. That fluctuates all the time, right? And play it safe. That's like the most highest, you know what I mean? And you can go into the stock market, you can buy VOO, right? This is considered basically the safest one. Um, this one has went up a lot less um compared to the other ones, right? This one covers every fucking thing, right? You could play it safe. You could buy these other ones like VTI, VOOG, VUG, right? But bro, if we're already putting our money into something that's considered safe, I would look at it as a situation like the risk is risking out on the gains. If something historically keeps on going higher and higher and higher, and you want to make a bet on one sector rather than all these other sectors, like, bro, a lot of these sectors in this shit is fucking useless. Like, guys, look at the economy and look at the world. They're so behind. It's a matrix. It's a fucking scam, right? Why would I want my money spread out in that scam? I'd rather just hand select the highest ROIs where the future is headed. That's just going to destroy everything. That's why I went with VGT. You know, another similar one to VGT is IGM. But I personally think VGT is the smarter bet. But bro, I just I don't want my money existing in that matrix sphere. I don't want it. The returns are less. Some people could say it's riskier to invest. They both go up historically and they're both considered safe. So some people would say it's riskier to invest into the other one, even though there's more market exposure, because you're going to miss out on all the crazy gains. You know, VGT can drop a fuck ton, but as long as it keeps going up higher, it should outperform all the others, you know? I mean, man, people like to talk. I don't see why people talk about fucking Ponzi schemes being illegal. Have they not seen index funds? To me, this looks like a fucking Ponzi scheme. I'm like, it just keeps on going higher. I'm like, yeah, it has its times where it looks worthless, you know? Dot-com bubble, Biden is president, but we get the right president. We're in the right economy of evolution. It's not looking so worthless now. It looks like this shit's gonna be very undervalued. For the next 8 years in the 2030s, this is gonna be worth a fuck ton more. So I think it's smarter to go with the ones that have bigger drawdowns and bigger gains. You know, why miss out on those gains if they're all going to keep going higher? And I believe in the tech sector. You know, I think tech is destroying people. Look at all the degenerates in the world who are tied to their phones, letting technology control them, the same way they let a worthless piece of paper control them, right? You know, some people just do things for money because they believe they need money. So I think tech is just one of those superior things where it's just gonna out surpass the human race. You know, I think it's the smartest bet someone can make for the future is fucking tech. One that's outperformed it, that's perceived as a lot more riskier because this one is really dialed into a sector, is SMH. This one is considered much more higher riskier, but it has outperformed VGT by a fuck ton. You know, um, but they're both amazing ETFs. You know, one person can even argue sizing in 80 to 90% on VGT and then sizing in 10 to 20% on SMH instead of full porting VGT. But you know, it just all depends on what sector someone would want to bet on for the future. And I just think the one that's here to stay is going to be the VGT. I don't think this is going anywhere. I mean, if this shit dropped 50%, I would look at it as a buyout. You know, if this went to like this break and recess level right here in the 50s, I'm like, bro, let's buy out the company. You know what I mean? But then other people, they're not. That's what I'm saying. You know, in my neighborhood, in fucking you know, when the houses fucking crashed in 08, 09, right? Bro, they went from like 300K to 100K. Houses were at like 300K plus. They went to 100K. You know, some person in that is losing their shit selling, and then another person is coming in and buying all the houses from all those people who were never positioned themselves for a big withdrawal in their, you know, living situation or net worth or fucking whatever the fuck, you know? Like, there's smart people in this world who are prepared for the absolute worst, who will just buy everything. And they don't have to buy it at the exact lows. All they have to do is hold it, you know? Like if VGT, let's say this was at, you know, $10, right? This is at $8. The top to eight. Let's say the top was 10. It went from 10 to 3. Let's say it dropped 70%, right? Yeah, you can buy it at 10. You're still going to make amazing gains. Obviously, it's a much bigger difference if you buy it at 5 or getting at the exact lows if you hold it long term, but you're still going to be rich either way. It's not going to matter, right? So, as long as someone is positioned to hold something, you know, they're going to come out on top. Obviously, some people will make more money than others, but another argument is the more money you have, it starts to matter even less. If someone has, you know, generational wealth, it's really not going to be much game changing or life changing for them if they're buying this at 8 versus buying this at 3. If it goes up a fuck ton, they're going to be rich as fuck either way. So that's another thing to look at it, right? I mean, a rich person who sees a house go from 300 to 100K in a single year, they're looking at that saying, bro, the only reason these motherfuckers can't are getting rid of this shit and can't fucking sell it because they can't afford their bills. You know, they should have fucking rented. They weren't prepared to fucking own it, and they come in and take that because they say that's a good deal, and they say houses aren't going anywhere. The same way how stocks aren't going anywhere. You know, people like to talk about fucking Ponzi schemes being illegal. Well, the reason why the stock market isn't going anywhere, it's the biggest Ponzi scheme to fucking exist. This just keeps on going up and up and up and up and up with evolution, bro. How could someone not sit here and say that this is literally a Ponzi? Look at this. This is a fucking Ponzi. This shit just keeps on going up higher and higher and higher. It's like people look at this, they go, all right, I'm just gonna buy more, hold more. If it drops, add more. It always goes higher. If all of a sudden it just never comes back to life, then something clearly fucking changed in the world. I mean, by then, probably got hit by a fucking asteroid, or probably some crazy shit fucking happened. By then, I don't think money's gonna matter. If this goes to zero, if tech goes to zero, I don't think it's gonna matter at all. If everyone lost their money, I really don't. I think there's gonna be a major shift in the world and things are going to change. That's what I'm saying. If money suddenly didn't matter and tech suddenly didn't matter, I don't think it's going to matter at all if it goes to zero. It really is not. So like it's a very smart bet to make on the future. 100%, bro. Like man, that shit, I'm telling you, if you guys have an investment portfolio, you will see how hard it is to make a 20% return every single year. It's fucking hard, bro. Just let the ETFs do the work for you. Even if you're picking stocks, you should still own ETFs, And I'm telling you, your ETFs will probably outperform your long term performance. For those of you who are holding this for over a decade, there's likely nothing you can do to outperform these ETFs. Realistically, there's likely nothing you can do. And a lot of these major firms who have years where they beat the ETFs, they're all following the ETFs. They all have the same stocks. They're just putting different weights in the stock. They might be buying less stocks. They might be focused on a sector, but for the most part, a lot of these big companies are just following the ETFs, making slight differences. Like this is crazy, bro. Like literally, VGT has different stocks and it's missing some of the biggest stocks that people perceive as tech companies compared to IGM. And they both performed nearly identical. And they're both missing some of the biggest of companies, but VGT specifically is missing some of like the biggest ones. And they still performed identical. So it goes to show you, you don't have to have the best stocks in your portfolio to fucking kill the fucking market. You really don't. ETFs and index funds are fucking killing it, man. Um, but yeah, man, bro, the future, it's gonna be amazing. It really is. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to all the fucking gains in the fucking futures. One day people are gonna wake up and they're gonna see who the real ones are in this fucking market, who are getting people shit fucking rich, the ones to actually fucking follow. Um, but yeah, man, we absolutely crushed it and killed it on those long positions. Um, But yeah, as long as people are positioned to hold, they can hold forever, man. You know? They just got to be situated in life to hold forever, you know? They can hold this shit for as long as they want. Someone perceives something as worthless, someone's holding the trade, someone's buying the trade, someone's selling the trade. Time reveals everything. It really does. Like market just keeps on going higher and higher and higher. It's never been a better time to consider getting in, even if it drops, just buy more. If you guys are worried about a drop, then either put in half of the money you want to put in now, or put it all fucking in and just be positioned to make at least half of that to put in if it drops, within a year. If you're not positioned for that, then maybe put half in, maybe not put it all in. But bro, at this point, just put a fuck ton in the market, dude. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Like, it's gonna keep on going up in the future. This is the most genius thing I've ever fucking seen. Fucking stocks, man. It's so genius. Panic sellers, degenerates. Like, bro, look at VGT, dude. They can't even drop. Like, oh my gosh, bro. They're literally trapping the bears at the highs. It's so brutal of what it is that they're doing. It really is. Like, that's wicked. That really is wicked. Like, to be shorting that and to be bearish on that, that's pretty wicked right there. Like, they're trapping them at the absolute peaks. This is forming support towards all-time highs. This isn't bearish resistance consolidation. This is bullish momentum. Fuck. If this dropped to 116, I would just buy more. If this went to 90, oh my gosh, that's like a full fucking port type of situation. Like fucking 90 on this, that's a fucking gold mine. 90 and 116 are the best levels on this, but there's no way in fucks I'm gonna risk missing out on the long term, by not buying some towards all-time highs. There's no way in fucks. So just be positioned for that. The best levels on this are 90, 116, and right now. In the type of market we're in, the biggest risk is missing out on gains, because if you're in something for the long term, it's always going to go up anyways. If not, then the future changed. All of a sudden money isn't meaningful anymore. So if all the money's gone, it's not really gonna matter. But historically, man, these ETFs have crushed it. The market is still early. The market is still young. Evolution is very young. Look at how fucked up the world is. Like, it just blows my mind how we still live in a matrix. Like, when is this shit gonna collapse? What is it gonna take? Is it gonna take for everyone to wake up and say, you know what, money's worthless, we're not gonna work for money? Or is it gonna take everyone needs to get rich and then they'll realize it's fucking worthless that way? Like, bro, there needs to be a major shift in the world where people choose evolution and they wake the fuck up, and they start building their own businesses or working for unique companies rather than 9 to 5s. We need to just end this whole idea of a 9 to 5, unless people just want to stay normies and stay normal forever, or they just want to work that simple job. It's completely fine. But, bro, people need to place themselves in a situation for who they really are. People need to figure out what they're good at and either start their own company or work for another company that, accredits them accordingly for what they're good at. That's how I see it. This whole idea of working random jobs, wasting people's time and brains and skill sets, I don't like it. I really don't like it. I see how there's a time and a place for it, but long term, I don't like it with how fast the world is evolving. People should be doing what they love to do, and they should be getting accredited for that, whether that's exchange for goods and services or whether that's a piece of paper that perceived to be valuable. They should be receiving something for that, but they got to be positioned for that. They got to create the table or be placed in the seat that someone else created for them, supplied by another job. They got to figure their shit out because this world is evolving at the speed of light, and these 9 to 5 jobs over time will get replaced. The whole system has to crack. 2020 revealed it all. It exposed everything, and now you have people literally showing people right in their fucking face, yet they're still living the same way, not changing, not evolving. It's crazy, bro. There's people in the market making money every single day. So why the fuck would people go off and do their own thing and try to figure it out on their own when they can learn from the experts who are consistently making money doing this? Like, the fuck? Um, but yeah, man, there's just nothing to be doing right now. The market went full fucking degenerate. There's nothing to really be doing now. Obviously, this does want to push higher. It looks like a bullish VU break and retest for continuation, right? So yeah, today was an amazing day, man. Everybody killed it on calls. It was an amazing day. We all killed it. We all bought the lows, bro. Bro, people tell you they want the truth. They don't. Oh my goodness, bro. People do not want a truth. People do not want a truth. That's the one, bro. For the people who think they can do it on their own, or for the people who think that they're good or something, I would tell them to come in contact with the best, and then try to go up against them and watch how fast your shit gets fucking rocked. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing about the market, because this is a place where people can just use this as a money printing machine, and it's not a game of chance. It's not luck. It's not risky. It's a I do believe the market holds a seat where it's impossible to be read. I genuinely believe that because I've seen it within myself and I've seen it within other people. It's just genuinely impossible for some people to lose money. Maybe they can have some losing trades, but to lose money long term, as long as they're managing their risk, which is very simple to do, I genuinely believe the way the stock market is situated, it's situated for people to get richer and richer, but most people are not those people. They're not sitting in that seat, or they're just not that person. That's how I see it. You know, the stock market is a tool where certain people can just extract money from it every single day and they'll always make money. The president has made over 3,700 trades, over 3,700 trades in not a very long period of time. I look at the comment section of these videos with this news being dropped, and people are saying, oh, that's market manipulation. Oh, that's this. Oh, that's that. I'm sitting there saying, bro, these are all a bunch of degenerates. You have people bitching, whining, and complaining that they're not abusing the system. What they're doing is they're taking full fucking advantage of the fucking system, which is what you should be doing with your fucking life, is taking full fucking advantage of everything good in your life, you know? Um, And then you have all these degenerates. I look at them. Oh, bro, this is so bullish. Guys, if you want to buy calls here, bro, just buy the calls. If you guys want to buy calls right here, bro, buy the fucking calls, right? But I look at this, man, and I'm just saying, bro, this is why people are broke. This is why they're generous. They don't understand that there's some people in this world that are just built to win every single time. You know, and people can call it whatever they want, but at the end of the day, it's legal to do, and there's nothing wrong with what they're doing, and it's smart. You know, you got a president who actually gives a fuck about business. You know, most presidents don't care about business. They don't give a shit about fucking business. This one makes a fuck ton of money, you know? Most presidents, they're like, oh, I'll get paid $400,000 a year and that will be my pay. They don't do shit. Fucking degenerates. This one makes a fuck ton of riches, you know? And you can get fucking rich by following the right people in the right fucking seats. And you can literally become, certain people can become their own version of what I'm talking about. They can literally do this. That's what the stock market was built for, to create wealth, generational wealth. You know, it's very smart that we have a president who takes advantage of that, because that means the market's going to go up, and you know, people are going to get richer rather than the fucking Biden market. What did the Biden market do? That didn't do, yeah, fucking Biden the market fucking, yeah, that was a great. I remember the Biden market, bro. We were just buying puts. I remember that. We were having some 10x plays on puts. I remember a lot of puts during this time. And I was very focused on shorting inputs during this time when I was trading. But bro, the Trump market, you guys saw the switch, bro. You saw it. Calls, 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 24/7. All I do is buy calls. No problems, no complaints. I'm sitting here saying, bro, if all the motherfuckers did was swing trade long positions and gave themselves enough time to hold, they would have a lot of swing trades. I have over 35 wins this year swing trading ES, all massive wins. Only one loss swing trading ES. So it's like, if people would have just done that, they would have beat the market right there. Um, you know, give me a good bull market. I'll take every swing trading opportunity. You know, the same way how Trump over fucking 3,700 trades, you know, it just goes to show you the market has highly predictable, lucrative trading opportunities to make money on, but people are sleeping on them and they're not positioned for it. They're not taking the right risk. They're being fucking degenerates. They're not following the right people. It is what it is, man. But, bro, I just love it, bro. I love, like, the world. I love how the world is in a place where it's evolving at the speed of light, and you have the rare selective group people who are evolving with it, and then you have the masses who are not evolving, and they're just either going fucking under, or they don't care about money and, you know, living their life that way, which is completely fine. But you know, well, it's not fine to go under, but if you guys don't give a fuck about money, I don't really see the problem with that. That's completely fine if you can figure out another way to do what you want to do in this world without, you know, making money. That's completely fine. There's other ways where things can be supplied through exchange of goods and services. You know, rich people have money and they want to hire people who have skills, right? That doesn't mean that, you know what I mean? A rich person can supply whatever they fucking need if the person has the skill set. You know, there could be someone who's rich with the skill set that the rich person wants, and then there could be someone who's broke who has the same skill set but is better at the job. The rich person's gonna hire the fucking brokey, and then he'll get rich in his own way. You know, rich person can buy that person a fucking house, blah yada yada. Like, guys, if you have skills and you get involved with the right people and the right associations, you don't even need money. These companies will just pay for it itself. You know, just get involved with entrepreneurship. The fucking companies will pay for everything its fucking selves. Um, you'll start looking at money completely differently. But anyways, man, like, this shit is amazing. We're in the best times to be alive. You know, evolution is at all-time highs and speed is at all-time highs, and you're either with it or you're not. You know, it's absolutely insane, bro. This looks very bullish. This looks like a call play right now is setting up. You know, we got a break and retest, trend reversal candle. It could be calls here. It really could. Um, you know, I'm not making another trade right now, but it could be calls. You know, it could also fly off a cliff, right? So we'll see, man. I like to get at the best prices. That's why the trades work so well, is because I genuinely choose the best prices. If I got in right now, I would be in at the middle of the channel. You see? You see the difference if I get in right now? Look, it just keeps on dropping. Every time it hits 773, it drops, right? At some point, it looks like it wants to break out, but it can also just come right back down. At least if I buy at the exact lows of a very strong channel right here, I have instant upside with very low downside. But if I buy it right here, I have instant downside with the same amount of upside. But if I buy it right here on this dip where it was bottoming, I have basically no downside and unlimited upside, right? So that's the difference, you know? People don't see that. They don't see how if I buy this at 773, this can go right back down to the lows. If I buy this, okay, so this is a big dip, big dip. If I buy this right at the dip, I can set a very tight risk, not even risk it to zero if I don't want to, and I can be exposed to a little bit of downside, right? Versus all of this upside. People don't see that. If you buy right here, you're exposed to all that downside. If you bought where I bought, you're exposed to no fucking downside because we bought the lows. You know, we bought at a price where it was just bouncing and holding from. If you buy right here, you're buying at a price where it's been dropping from. You guys see the difference? Not everyone sees that difference. And then they wonder why when they buy a trade, it drops a fuck ton and then it goes higher. That's why. You don't know the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, if you motherfuckers don't want to buy the oversold dips in the trenches, then you're gonna miss out on those crazy fucking gains on the fucking dips, man. You know, and in this fucking economy, I don't see why anyone would focus on puts. I would say be more optimistic on the call side. That's what the fuck I would say. You know, either way, the market's gonna switch and have bull cycles and bear cycles. So you might as well be more optimistic on the side it actually is on. Fucking bullish as fuck. You know, look at this, bro. Look at the market. Look at SPY. Dude, do you know how bullish this shit looks? Look at this. This candle looks like it just wants to go green. The daily chart is screaming bullish. Everything is fucking bullish. This is the easiest market to make fucking money. Look at how bullish that looks, bro. Fucking shit, man. Fuck. Bro, y'all better buy buy some fucking VGT, man. For reals. This is generational fucking wealth type of opportunities. You know? You never know. This shit might not come back down. Suppose it doesn't come back down. You're going to be wishing you bought at fucking all-time highs. Because by then, you're going to just buy at all-time highs anyways. The fuck? Fucking shit. You got to get it at some point, you know? That's what I'm saying. Some people look at the market like a fucking Ponzi. It's like, you're going to be buying it by fucking then anyways. At what price are you going to buy in? Man, some people just want to stay a slave forever. Gosh, who's the slave? The one putting their money in the bank, getting fucking the one putting their money in the bank, fucking getting a high yield return. If you're not going to use the money into businesses, put it into fucking stocks, into ETFs. You buy this ETF, it could double in 5 years, and then when you need to take some money out, the same way you need to take some money out of your bank account, if you haven't figured that out yet, and you still actually need to take some money out, instead of taking some money out of a worthless fucking high yield savings account, you could sell some fucking shares with all the profits that you made and still hold the shares that are going up 10 times fucking higher than a high yield account. Guys, we're living in a world where you have to get smarter and smarter every single day. A high yield savings account is not good enough to cut it. You have to you have to move it into an index fund. That's the type of evolution where we're living in. You know, I used to believe in the idea of a high yield savings account. I really used to believe in it. But then I came up with a more brilliant idea. And the brilliant idea was buy safe investments that always go higher. And then what I can do is, right, when they go a lot higher, if I actually want to take the money out, right, because a lot of people like the bank account because they could just take the money out, right? I could just sell my shares and the shares went up a fuck ton because they always go up, right? All you got to do is sit on this shit for 5 fucking years and then you can literally replace the idea of having a high yield account and then you can literally sell what the high yield account would have gave you and you'll be sitting on so much fucking profit that just goes up higher and higher. Guys, you have to get smarter. A high yield account is simply an illusion. Why the fuck would someone have their money sitting in high yields when they can put it into the stock market that always goes up long term? It's gonna wipe out the high yield gains and then they can just sell the fucking shares instead of sitting it in a fucking high yield. Like fucking A, man. That's the genius move. There's literally people out here who are leaving money in a fucking high yield savings account when they could just put it into index funds. All they have to do is put it into index funds, hold it for 5 years, and then they can just sell some shares. That's it. And they'll make more fucking money and they'll have the money to spend. They could just sell the fucking shares. Don't have to sell all the shares, but you could just sell your shares. Dude, I'd rather be in something that doubles fucking a fuck ton every decade than something that doesn't do fucking shit every fucking year, only 3%. and all I have to do is hold it, and I could just sell shares instead of withdrawing money from a fucking high yield into a personal fucking bank account. You know, like guys, fuck the high yield. You need to strive for bigger evolution. I'm telling you, bro, there's a fuck ton of people in this world who are not educated on VGT. They're not educated. I'm fucking telling you, this is one of the best ETF index funds to be buying. It's one of the absolute best ones. A lot of people in the world, they don't even know about this. Some people still, bro, I'm telling most people, they leave their money in the bank, then they move it to the high yield account, then they figure out stocks and ETFs. I'm telling you, the system with stocks and ETFs is a million. The index fund system is a million times better than the high yield savings system. You can just buy the index funds. You know, the first 5 to 10 years, you're not going to be cashing out. But, bro, once it goes up, you can start selling shares, you know, and you could just keep on holding shares. And then you could add shares on big dips. It's fucking genius. Take the money out of the high yield, put it into an index fund, hold the index fund 5 to 10 years. If you're in a situation where you actually need to sell those shares or want to sell those shares, sell some shares, and then every time it dips, buy more shares on the dips, right? It's fucking genius. It's the most genius system. It beats a high yield account. Like I said, bro, look, if all these go to zero, we got greater problems than pieces of paper. I can promise you that. There's going to be, the world is going to change. If all this shit goes to zero, we're going to live in a world where paper likely doesn't even matter anymore, which I'm completely fine with. You know, if everyone wants to wake up one day and says, you know what, money's worthless, we're not going to work for money, fuck the IRS, we're not going to pay them because we're not making any money. If everyone wants to wake up one day and decides to live that way, I'm all for it. I'm all for interesting evolution times. I'm for that. And if people don't want to do that, then I'm for let's get rich. Let's get fucking rich. Let's all get rich as fuck. Like, bro, that's one of the smartest things you can do. Take money out of your high yield savings account, throw it all into these ETFs. The world has too much evolution for the prices to not go up extraordinary. We're still very early in. All right. You need to, bro, the high yield is dropped. I have this one high yield account. It started off at 4%. It's at 3% now. This shit dropped 1%. VGT just went from a fucking $100 to fucking 120. This shit just went up like 20% basically at the speed of fucking light. This shit is up 30% a single fucking year. This shit is up 20% annually. Like, bro, I'm telling you, this is the best thing that people can do. If they want to invest their money, I'd be like, buy some index funds. Your fucking house isn't going to go up 100% in 5 years. Good fucking luck with that. But these fucking index funds, they're going to continue to go up. Look at what, dude, all these companies are putting money into all these AI builders. All these companies are putting money into all these AI fucking builders. Put it all into the index funds who are capitalizing on all these fucking companies. Put it into the builders and put it into the companies who are hiring the builders and fucking hold. This shit's gonna go up a fuck ton. We're in a different world. We're not in a world, guys. Times are good. We're not in a world to be buying low. This isn't a bad economy. It's bad if you're not fucking evolving. You know, you can have someone with a multi-million-dollar skill set, and they could be placed in a 9 to 5 job. This is another interesting thing I thought about. I was in a store the other day, and I was thinking about how the people in this store, they seem like a good crew. They seem like a good team. They seem like they know what they're doing. So, like, imagine if they were doing something else, but the same team existed. You know, some of them eventually would go off and do their own thing because they realized doing their better thing off alone. But some of them would realize they were all good at working together or they're better off working alone, but they were doing the wrong thing. You know, it's interesting to think about. Like, think about how all the people who choose to operate in a business, and they're brilliant people. And some of them are not making much money at all, but they're very good, not just what they do, they're very good in general at just doing certain things. Imagine if they were placed in a different company, in a different system, in a different seat, in a different table, in a different paycheck to receive that. You know, like it would be interesting to see, like if there's a group of people, they all do well together, how they would do, working in a different sector, in a different area, hired by different people, doing different things. Same person, their income could 10x if they're hired by a different company doing a different thing. Same team, it's very interesting to think about that. How like you can have this 9 to 5 team of people working well together, Imagine if they were doing something else together with their lives of what they can create and what they can do. Like, it's an interesting concept, right? Because in terms of just doing a 9 to 5, it's hard to build something big off of that. But if they actually were positioned to build their own company or to be hired by another company who paid them accordingly for skill sets, and they just change, if people just shifted and they change their frequency, right? Imagine that, how the world would change if people chose to evolve. This is a fucking gold mine. Bro, VGT hasn't even hit new all-time highs yet. That's another reason to buy it. SPY already hit new all-time highs. This is fucking delayed. SPY is going to be at $830 in the next month to 2 months. It's a fucking gold mine. We're in the type of market where it's worse to not put money in because we're in a good market. You know, always have some money. If it has a big drop, always have some money aside to add to that. It's going to help average things out if you bought the exact peak. But bro, we're in the type of market where if you're not buying the exact peak, you're going to miss out on gains. If you buy at 120 and it goes to 170, 180, the most it can realistically drop is like 50%. So it's like, bro, don't miss out on these gains. Don't miss out on just holding this shit, man. People are better off buying at all-time highs than leaving this in a fucking index fund. Than leaving this in a fucking savings account. But look, man, if you guys want to make another trade, you can buy calls. You can buy calls. You can buy 773 calls. If you want to make another trade, you can buy calls. It's confirmed. It's bullish as fuck. We gave this plenty of time. You're going to have to hold it. But if you want to buy 773 calls, you can go for it. We got resistance right here. Red, green, red. Sells off. Break and retest. Green, red, green. Previous resistance. Green, red, green. Green, red, green. Look. As soon as I turned on the live stream, everyone got the shit together and they started buying calls. And now everyone sees the magnet's at 774. We saw this at the exact lows. So if you want to make another trade, you make another trade. Do not be a degenerate and risk all your gains. If you make a trade and it goes to zero, the most you get back is half your gains. Don't be a fucking degenerate and sit here and say, all right, I was green first. I was wrong about the next trade. I had a 50% win rate and I went green to red. If you're positioned to go green to red in that, don't trade. Simple as that. Don't make the trade. Or don't add to the winner if you're not going to set the profit stop. And get back all the gains that way by holding it green to red. It's pretty simple, guys. If you want to make another trade, you can make another trade. If you guys want to be self-sufficient and do your own thing, I would say I approve. This is a good time to just do your own thing. 100%. If that's what you want to do, you want to make your own trade, I would strongly suggest considering to make a trade here. We're towards the lower middle. There's a magnet at 774 plus. It's a good opportunity for calls, right? If it goes to zero, does it matter? No, you're already green. Doesn't matter. If you want to do your own thing, you do your own thing. Right now, I'm not doing anything. I do believe if someone wants to make their own trade, I think this is a good opportunity. It's a somewhat good of a price, but obviously the one thing you're going to have to struggle with is just the reality of, this has crashed every single time at 773. So it's a lot easier to sit here and say, all right, it dropped right here. It was the exact bottom. It dropped right here. It was the exact bottom. All right, it looks bullish. Confirmations came in. Let's buy calls. Versus, all right, guys, let's try to buy the breakout that's faked out a million fucking times. Right? Easier said than done. Right? One thing consistently works. One thing consistently doesn't work. And then people wonder why they lose money. That's why if you do make a trade here, the only way you're going to make money is if you hold the trade. And you're holding a trade from a level where it dropped first. And people don't see this, and this is why they're broke. So obviously, the trade we made first is a million times better than this fucking trade. 100%. But the contracts could be priced a lot lower and it can make bigger gains. So there's that too. It depends on how you guys define a better trade. Obviously someone could just wait for it to break out, but it could just drop right back down. They could buy the exact peak. Could happen. So I'm just saying, man. Just saying, I'm very strategic with how I do my shit. I mean, I see the disadvantage. I'm looking at this saying, bro, I'm looking at this chart right now. I'm saying, what am I up against? Oh, I'm up against buying at the exact peak with all these fake outs. Do I think it's going to go higher? Absolutely. But what am I up against? Well, I'm up against a lot of downside compared to the upside, But with options, that doesn't fucking matter because those trades that have less upside can be bigger returns because options fucking decay. That's what people don't get. There could be an SPX YOLO to buy SPX calls last minute, and it can go up 1,000%, and it could be at the exact all-time highs. That return will go up 10 times more than buying it at the exact lows, if you bought earlier into the day. So, you got to know what you're fucking doing, man, or you're going to get fucking clipped. And everybody knows You know, this time of day is fucked. It's fucking clipped, man. That shit pisses me the fuck off. We had the best game plan to all buy fucking calls, and people still bought puts. Shit pisses me the fuck off. Like, what the fuck, man? Last night's game plan literally fucking said, bro, look at this. The biggest stock market spike in history. It literally said the biggest stock market in spike in history by this level before the next all-time high. And the level that I fucking gave them was literally 700, the previous closing price right here. And we literally bought towards the exact low, slightly above that because there was confirmations, and then 769 to 768. I give it right to them, and they still don't listen. This shit blows my mind. This just blows my fucking mind. How people don't want to, some people, they just don't want to submit. They don't want to submit to the bullish theory. They're like, you know what? The market's bullish, but I don't want to submit to that. I'm going to find ways to buy puts. I'm going to find ways to be bearish. I'm like, why the fuck would someone bet against? We have Trump as the president, and we have an economy that's bullish. Why would someone? Why? What? I just don't get it, bro. The same way the market fucking got rocked when Biden was president. Oh, if we just buy stocks on the dips, we'll all be fine. And then the market just keeps on dipping, and all the stocks just keep going down 50% in just a single year. You guys remember in 2022 when stocks dropped 50%, and then everyone thought that was a good deal, and then they dropped another 30-40%? Remember that? Well, the market flipped. And now what it's saying is, it's saying if you don't buy at the all-time highs, you're going to miss out on another 30 to 50%. Welcome to the economy, motherfuckers. When is Trump ever going to be president again? The fuck? You don't think this motherfucker is going to make as much money as he possibly can in the fucking stock market? Are you fucking kidding me? You don't think this shit is just going to keep on going up and up and up and up and up? With how fast the world is evolving and how fucking fast, people are getting rich. Fucking, do you guys not see the fucking world we're living in? Fucking, look at this, bro. Look at ELF. Look at ELF. A girl fucking marries Justin fucking Bieber, and now she's a fucking billionaire. Do you think she's a fucking billionaire because of ELF? Or do you think she's a fucking billionaire because she was placed in a system with a certain famous person? That's what the world is, and people don't see through this shit. Some relationships aren't even fucking real, you know? Some people are in relationships just to be in a system. It's like a business to get something out of life. Fucking A, man. Look, a fucking ELF. Shit just up a fuck ton. $1 billion fucking overnight. It's nothing but a brand name. Shit is a brand name, bro. You put a certain person in a brand, they're a fucking billionaire. You put that person with another person, all of a sudden they're positioned to be a billionaire. Just because they're associated with that person, just because they're in a relationship with that person. Wake the fuck up, man. Trump is in the same situation. He's going to take this market to the fucking stratosphere. 3,700 trades? How the fuck can you not be in the market? The people are going to wake up and see this is the greatest fucking tool to make money in fucking history. It's the fucking stock market. What else are you going to do? You're going to buy a fucking house? What are the houses going to do? They're going to keep on, bro, until everyone is fucking rich, houses ain't going to go up as much as you think. They're not. Unless the whole world gets rich, and then certain houses are like, oh, well, this house is a lot more valuable than that one, and we're all rich, so let's just inflate the prices like we do to the sports cards, you know? Oh, everyone in fucking Pokemon and fucking sports cards, they're all fucking rich, spending, tens of millions of dollars on a single card. Well, let's have a fucking rich fest, and since everyone's fucking rich and everyone wants this card, let's keep inflating the fucking prices, and that will inflate the prices on the stuff that follows it too, just like the fucking index funds. Guys, get it to fucking together. If you are not getting involved in the stock market, you're missing out on the greatest generational opportunity of fucking America. This is fucking America, you know? Take full advantage of these opportunities because you're going to see, man, as time goes on, things are going to get higher and higher and higher. And the only way they're going to be perceived as lower is if there's a fucking split. It's like, bro, this shit's going to keep on going up and up and up. At some point, you got to submit. The same way everyone submitted to a 9-to-5 job, most people, the same way people submitted to fucking school, at some point you got to submit to something. You can't just leave your money and have it go worthless in a fucking bank account. At some point, you have to take a risk. And the best time to take that risk is now. 100%. Bro, if this dropped to 60, if this dropped to $80, I would just full port it.
If it went to 60, I would just buy more. I would hold it forever. If it didn't work out, I would say there's bigger problems than having a piece of paper. That's what I would say, you know? And I'm all for that. You know, if I put my money in all these things that historically go up, I'm all for that future. If they all crash and goes and they don't come back, I'm all for it because the world's gonna change and I'll adapt to the change. It'll be a different life. It's gonna be a completely different life, and I'm all for that, 100%. You know, I just think with the way how people are, I think tech's gonna be the ruler. It's gonna rule the whole fucking world. It's like, bro, I see people they're just glued to their phones. I'm sitting here saying they're being ruled. All their attention, people's attention is currency, and they put all their attention into technology. You know, so what's the real currency right now? Is it people or is it the fucking tech? Because people are choosing to put all their attention into technology, into fucking money. So it looks like tech is the smart investment. You know, if I were to invest into people, I would say there's probably one good person out of 1,000 who's actually going to evolve. You know, that's why I don't want to invest into fucking VLO and I don't want to have all the sectors. I'd rather put it into tech because I just think it's too superior where it's going to outpace everything. And it's going to just like, bro, just look at how people are. They're addicted and they're glued to their phones. They're fucking degenerates, right? In a way, it's kind of perceived as betting against a lot of the people, is how I kind of view it, because they're all just so addicted to this shit. Like, people could really use their attention to do something great, but it seems like they're all just stuck inside of tech. And I don't think they're gonna, I think most people, they're not gonna find their way out. They're just gonna be forever in that tech matrix, you know? That's how I see it. I think tech is one of those things where it comes to people where it genuinely destroys them. It destroys their attention. It takes their money. It makes them addicted to it. It fucking I don't think that's gonna change for the future. And if it changes for the better, they're still gonna use tech. So it's just too superior. Someone's either getting rich with tech and loving it or getting destroyed with tech and wasting their life away with it. But either way, it always points back to the fucking tech, bro. Just look at everyone in their phones. Like, it's kind of bizarre how like almost everyone in the world, when they go out, they bring their phone with them. I kind of look at that as a little bizarre. It's like, do they really need their phone? You know, can they not have a GPS in their car? Can they not leave the phone in the car if they use it as their GPS? Like, I just don't see why people really need to bring their phone with them when they go outside. It's just it's that one addiction where when it comes to money, I just think it's gonna surpass everything. You know? Like most people, they're just stuck in it never ends, bro. Look at kids. Kids are on their phones 24 fucking why are kids using an iPad at a fucking dinner table? Like what the fuck? It just doesn't make any fucking sense, man. It really doesn't. Why do they need that shit when they're eating fucking food? They can't eat the fucking food and be present and listen and fucking talk? Like the fuck? It just doesn't make any fucking sense. A fucking iPad at a dinner table? Like fuck off. A fucking iPad at a fucking dinner table. Bro, tech is the fucking future, man. And the whole school system, it needs to collapse. Everything in school needs to collapse. If this shit isn't gonna change, then people need to change, you know? For reals. If people don't want to get rich, then start treating money like it's fucking worthless then, if you don't want to get rich, you know? What's so valuable about money if you're choosing not to get rich? You know? If someone's gonna genuinely choose, I don't want to be rich, then why make money in the first place? You might as well figure out how to live your life without it. That's what I would say. Because if it's not important, you might as well figure out how to live your life without it. And you can genuinely do it, dude. It's all an illusion, bro. This whole idea of money, it's all a scam. Marry a certain person, you'll get rich. Place yourself in a certain business, whether you start the business or whether you're hired by another business, you'll get rich. So this whole idea of money, dude, it's just a fucking scam. It's just a piece of paper. Someone can marry someone, place themselves in a system, they're a fucking billionaire. Someone can start a business, they're a fucking trillionaire. Someone can be hired by another business, they're a fucking multimillionaire. So this whole idea of money, it's like it comes down to the person in the skill set and the connections in the relationships in the businesses that they have. And that can all be acquired without money. It could. You can get married to a person without money. You can be hired by a company without money. You can go through life achieving all these things that I just said without money. It can be supplied and a ladder can be taken without money, you know? It's like people need to look at this differently as this whole idea of money. They really need to look at it differently, bro. It's literally becoming a person and placing yourself in a business that you create, in a business that someone else has created, or getting a certain relationship, or getting a certain connection, or getting all of those things, you know? Stocks are just like people. It's placing themselves in a situation. You know, like people freaked out about the dot-com bubble. This was the greatest opportunity to make money. Someone who buys VGT at 8, they place themselves in a situation where I'm positioned to hold this forever. Someone buys this at 8 and they place themselves in a situation, if this drops 50%, I'm going to be forced to sell because I don't feel comfortable holding that. And that's a lot of money for some people, right? People are people, people, two different systems. Which system wins? That's what I'm saying, man. Some people look at life in such a way of like they don't care about connection or relationship at all. Some people just care about sitting on a throne, sitting in a certain relationship, sitting in a certain place of work, sitting in a certain place that's just going to give them money, or that's just going to give them something that they want, a certain lifestyle. There's people like that. There's certain people who work certain jobs or who are married to certain people or who have certain connections and relationships who just bend to the other side just to get something in return. You know, just to get money, just to get a lifestyle, just to get a certain status. There's people like that who exist too. You guys have to figure out how you want to live your life. Me personally, I don't bend to nobody. I don't give a fuck about the status, the fucking I don't give a fuck. I have my money, I have my skills, I do what I want with them. If I want to place those skills in another company, I'll do that. If I want to place those skills in my company, I'll do that. If I want to place, you know, my money in a certain system that's going to generate a certain return, I'll do that. If I want to place it in VGT, I'll place it in VGT. You know? People need to figure out what they want. Certain people, they're in a situation where they're perceived to be successful, but they're living a miserable life. You know, they hate the people they're around, they hate the connections, they hate the relationship, but they got everything they ever wanted. You know, some people thought all they wanted was fucking status and money and all this other shit. But once you get that, it's like you start to realize there's so much more. And you start to realize that none of that shit even matters in the fucking first place, you know? So people need to wake the fuck up and they need to get rich. That's what I would suggest they do, man. You know, I'm looking at a gold mine right now. I'm sitting here saying, bro, all I have to do is buy and hold this for the rest of my life. That's literally one of the things. And then the world will keep on evolving where I have to do more things if I want to achieve a certain level of wealth. This clearly isn't enough, but it's an amazing generational wealth tool that I do believe most people should be involved with. If you guys are not planning to like, you know, start a business and full port your business, you know, like my business, we can just reinvest the profit from the business, you know, back into the business to grow it. I have a fuck ton of money that we make from trading and also from the business. It's not going to all go into my business. So I look at VGT and I say, bro, this is a fucking gold mine. This makes a lot of fucking sense. This is a system that I want to place myself in. I don't want to just place myself in where everything's on me. You know, all of my dollars are going all back into me, all back into my business. I want to put it into something else too. This right here makes a fuck ton of sense long term. So like I said, man, there's gonna be people out there 5 to 10 years later, when this is a lot higher likely, they're gonna just find out about this. And they're gonna be buying, bro. The cycle repeats over and over again, bro. Think of the generation. What is each generation gonna do? Right? As time goes on, they're probably gonna get better at tech, right? All these kids, all these new kids, they're gonna keep getting better at tech, right? And if school doesn't change, they're gonna rebel against that because they're gonna be like, dude, this is all a fucking scam. You know, why are we here? So they're going to keep getting better at tech and they're going to keep making more money. That's what it seems like where the future is heading. You know, all these kids with their fucking iPads at their dinner tables, they're probably going to grow up and be a fucking smart genius who fucking makes a lot of money with fucking tech, right? So the future is clearly with tech. You know, think of GTA, bro. Some people are going to live GTA in real life, other people are going to play the game in GTA, right? And live the same shit just on a video game. Nothing wrong with that, but GTA is going to turn into an ecosystem where if someone literally wants to just live their life playing that game and make money that way, and they want to experience GTA in the video game world rather than in real life, that's how they want to experience life. That's going to exist. That's going to get better. It's like, guys, the future, it's all in this tech shit. It's in live streaming, social media, entrepreneurship. Um, it's in people. It's in people. That's where the future is in. It's in people. And a lot of people are going to come together and start their own companies and be hired by companies who, you know, credit them accordingly. And you know, what better place to put a lot of the money than into yourself and business? And also, if you have money sitting in a bank, bro, just replace the bank account with this. If you have no intentions of putting the money into a certain business or into a certain other investment, put it into this. This is a very good asset class to be owning. This VGT, it's fucking amazing. I love it. You know, it doesn't have big drops. Every once in a while, it does out of the blue moon, dot-com bubble, or when Biden is doing his supposed job as president, right? But for the most part, it has very small drops and it has very big pumps. And then every once in a while, we get 50% drops. And fuck, I'm sitting here saying, I hope it happens because it's a big difference to buy something at 100 versus $50 a share. If you're going to hold it forever, it's a massive difference in gains. If I can get my average to fucking 70s in this, I would fucking love that. But that's likely not gonna fucking happen. We could be in a situation where it never comes back down to fucking $70 a share. If it went to 89 though, oh man, bro, that's like a 80s is a full port, 100%. If someone wanted to full port something, I would say their best chance possible is buying this. If they're looking for the highest rewarding thing that's here to stay, that's considered safe. I would say VGT is the best full port, And if they wanted to go really aggressive, they can put some in SMH because SMH appears like it's here to stay clearly, and this has gone up a fuck ton more than VGT, right? But obviously VGT is perceived to be more safer and less riskier. But it all depends on what you believe in for the future too. Me personally, I believe in VGT for the future. That's my main core belief. I do think SMH is here to stay. I own some of that as well. But when it comes to placing myself in a system, I would say for me, one of the most logical bets on the economy is VGT, you know? Because bro, people are literally slaves to tech. They're either using it to make money or they're using it to just give it all their attention and just fuck off and have dopamine. People are literally slaves to tech. Everyone's time is spent on tech, and that's where all the money's going. It all goes into fucking tech. It seems like nowadays, just to have a normal life, just to have some land, some grass, just to have some nice normal things in life without tech. It seems like you have to be very wealthy and very rich to do that nowadays, right? And the way that people get that is through tech, through fucking entrepreneurship, through companies, through businesses, through relationships. That's how people are getting this shit. So it starts with tech. And the bizarre thing about the world is it seems like nowadays, just to live a normal life, the price is so fucking insanely high. But just because prices are high doesn't mean it's not high for other people. Some people are looking at this shit saying, bro, this is fucking free. This is fucking cheap. Another person looks at the price and they're saying, oh, this is expensive. Like the way I look at the market, I'm saying this is very cheap. This is very cheap. If someone's willing to hold for the next 5 to 10 years, I would say buying at all-time highs when Trump is president is smart, especially when there's plenty of years left on the overall term. This is, guys, this is just one of those key pivotal times in history where you should buy it now, and if it drops, average your fucking cost and hold it. That's how I see it. Worst case scenario, you buy the peak, it drops, it instantly recovers. Best case scenario, this is the exact bottom, and it keeps on going higher. Then it drops, likely back to your initial entry or slightly higher, then it pushes higher, right? Either way, it makes clear logical sense to get in now because there's no way I'm missing out on that, bro. This shit literally just dropped. I'm not gonna no, fuck that. I don't care if it drops. I'll buy more. I'll buy more. The solution to life if something drops is to make more money. Oh, I put too much money in. Well, maybe you should have been positioned to hold that. Or maybe you should be in a situation, maybe you should have been positioned where you can average down. Or maybe you should be in a position where you're making money where you can just add a fuck ton if it drops. If someone's not making a lot of money, then maybe put in 50 to 60% now and put in the rest if it drops. And then if it doesn't drop, miss out, wait for it to drop back down at a higher price, and then put it in back at the higher price. Maybe the market will be that generous where if it does have a massive breakout, it drops back down to your initial entry. So you can add the rest instead of trying to full port it here, just add to the rest here, right? And you guys get what I'm saying. I'm not saying a full port, but I'm saying, bro, if I had to full port something, it would be this 100%. This is in full alignment with my trajectory in the path that I'm on. Like, I'm not looking for the most highest risk stocks in all this other shit. Bro, stocks is just a tool to make money. You can hold stocks forever and that's great, but it's going to be hard to beat index funds, bro. If there's the thousands and thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of stocks, it's gonna be hard to beat the index funds every single year. It's not like we're day trading investments. You know what I mean? Day trading, you can easily beat the market. But when it comes to investing, I do believe investing is one of those things where it is a lot harder to beat the market. I would say the hardest way to beat the market is investing, because bro, it's just so hard to pick the right stocks out of all of them, to get in at the right prices, to size in at the right weights, to sell at the right times. And you have infinity. All of the companies that you're going to pick are likely going to go up for the long term if you're picking the good ones. So it just seems like the hardest way to beat the market is if you invest. That's one of my beliefs. I think if people day trade and they swing trade, I think they can easily beat the stock market consistently. But if they're investing their money for the long term, I would say the most challenging way, they say 98% of day traders lose money. Well, for the people who actually figure this shit out, I would argue that it could be harder to beat the market investing than it is to day trading. I would make that argument because, bro, it's just so, if you do the math in the numbers in the time, it's so fucking hard. These ETFs are fucking geniuses. They rebalance them themselves. They get rid of certain stocks. They have equal weight. They're designed for smaller positions to become bigger positions. I just think if someone went off and did their own thing and picked a bunch of stocks and held for the long term and bought and sold and picked new ones, I do perceive that in many ways to be harder to achieve the market, to beat the market that way when it comes to that versus day trading. Now, one of the things that I love investing into the market is I look at it as a logical way where if we did want to full port something, obviously if you full port a day trading system, that's extremely risky. You're gonna blow up at some point. But if someone full ports something that has historically gone up and it's a good, safe asset class, right? And another way to look at it too is it's not going up as much as the day trading and swing trading systems. So in a way, it makes sense to size in bigger, right? So if I were to look at like, where would I want the bulk of my money? When it comes to holding into investments 100%. When it comes to trading because the trading system works. I want to we make massive trades, right? But if we want to take some of that money, put it to the side, a portion goes to the IR fucking S, a portion goes to investing into me, right? My personal life. A portion goes to into buckets: health, wealth, love, happiness. But in terms of wealth, one of the layers to that I do believe is the index funds. I will say there's levels to this game where certain people don't even place themselves in index funds. For where I'm at, I think it's a smart move. I think it's very wise for me to invest into index funds 100%. It's not for everyone. I mean, there's some people with certain levels of wealth, or there's just certain people where they would just rather do some things. There's a guy right now on social media, he doesn't put his money into stocks, he puts it all into Pokemon, but he has the idea of putting yourself into something that has unlimited upside for the future and has the biggest percentage gains. And when it comes to the stock market, if someone's looking for something that's considered safe with the biggest percentage of gains, I would tell them index funds. That's why I'm in VGT, right? There's another guy, he's in Pokemon. I'm choosing VGT. In the future, if I get more educated about, Pokemon and cards, or if I find a certain person, a certain connection, or a certain business that can assist in that area, then I could show some love over there with some money, right? But you know, what makes sense for me right now is VGT. That's the situation that I'm in. I've mastered the overall stock market. So with all this money we make from day trading, we might as well put it into what's feeding us for the long term, which has been stocks, not Pokemon cards, right? So for me, since I'm a day trader, it makes sense to invest into the market. Um, and in terms of what the market gives as a safe considered return is like 10, 15, 20% annually, which is fucking absurd, right? Obviously, sports cards can go up a fuck ton more than that, right? Especially if everyone gets rich and they all want that card. I mean, to me, I look at collectibles as another genius thing. If you guys have money and you're in a situation to determine and confirm what is something that the wealthy people are going to want to own, decades from now that they will pay 10 times more than what they're willing to pay now, right? And if you aim for something that will generate wealth rather than what are all the brokies going to buy 10 years from now, if you aim for, all right, what is something a wealthy person would want right now that they're willing to pay 100 times more of, either A, right now, or even better, in the future decades from now, right? And if you're in a position to buy those things, I would say that's a genius place to put your money in, is to valuables and collectibles that the wealthy would be far more willing to pay because there's limited supply of that item and they're going to all want it. And in that sector, such as like Pokemon cards or such as, sports cards, right? It consistently goes up higher and higher and higher. It's like, look at Kobe Bryant, The guy passed away, his card went up over 1,000%. He passed away and the card went up 1,000%. He didn't continue to you know, achieve all-time highs in basketball and break records. He passed away and the card went up 10 fucking years. So what the fuck did that tell you? You know what I mean? If you guys can pick the right things to just get invested into and hold and figure out the ones where not the brokies are going to want. Fuck the brokies. They're not going to have any money. Figure out what the wealthy people want because, bro, in some people's eyes, right? Guys, you need to understand with where the future's heading. This is the genius part about collectibles, right? Investing into collectibles and things that wealthy people are going to want known is so genius because, bro, people are going to have so much money in the future where it's not even going to matter and people are going to get richer and richer where someone can come into the game and buy something at 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, and one guy's going to say it's worth 100,000, but there's only one that exists or not a lot that exists. And one wealthy person is going to say, "Bro, I will pay you $10 million for that particular item." It's going to happen, bro. That's how people are. There's people who sit in seats where the amount of money they give someone doesn't matter. So if they want the item that bad, they're gonna pay for it, especially if you're the only person in the world who has that item. This is what's literally happening with Pokemon right now. And it's going to happen with sports cards. It's going to happen with collectible supercars. It's going to happen with a lot of different things. And you can plug everything in that I'm saying into AI and you can do your own research and figure out what that's going to be. Like I said, for stocks, I think it's going to be VGT. And I do think SMH has some potential, but obviously this is perceived as a lot more risky in a lot of ways because this is just very dialed in to a very specific sector with not a lot of stocks. So it could be perceived as a lot riskier, but it has historically outperformed VGT. But bro, VGT, I mean, another thing is this there's levels to risk. If someone's going to actually size in heavy into something, that's where people look at stocks as a red flag. It feels a lot riskier. But if they go to an ETF, yeah, SMH could perform a lot better, but VGT is perceived to be a lot safer. So at some point, you got to give in to some level of risk. I could have given in and said, let's buy VOO. I could have just went with the S&P 500 and settled for 8 to 10 to 15%, right? I'm going with something that's perceived to be more riskier, but when it comes to a future bet, it looks like a fucking gold mine. If this goes to Ash, we're going to have bigger problems than fucking, the way the world is going, it looks like this is going to be the future. And it's going to take time for the future to change. If this has historically gone up like crazy, it's going to take time for this to not be the next big thing. It's like there's still plenty of time left, even if something did change for this to go up higher. So this is a no brainer, man. But look, man, this is amazing. Spies going up a fuck ton. Everybody's printing. Like I said, if you guys want to buy the calls, you buy the calls. We ain't serving puts over here on dips because we know how that works historically with the game plan. But bro, what a time to be alive, man. What an interesting time to be alive. The wealthy are going to get wealthier. They're going to be more than willing to pay people, whether they're broke or rich, a lot more money for certain collectibles that they own because they know they can't find that anywhere else. They know that card that sold for fucking 10K, now it's worth fucking millions. They know it's going to be worth tens of millions. They know their rich friends will buy it. Guys, money's not a scam. It's not a tax write off. It's totally not a scam. Fucking people don't buy art pieces to move money at all. Dude, just look at what people do with art. Look at what rich people do with fucking art. Oh my God, this is so bullish. Guys, just plug everything to AI, do your research, and just understand how the top 1 percentile actually works when it comes to moving the money and finding logical ways to not pay taxes on absurd amount of monies. Where am I going to store this? Where am I going to put this? Oh, let's buy a piece of art. Oh, let's buy some sports cards. Oh, let's find a tax write-off. Oh, let's do this. Oh, let's start an investment account. Oh, let's buy BGT. You guys just have to figure out what system is best for you, right? For me, it's very clear that index funds is a smart move for the type of person I am, because I like gains and I like taking big position sizes. I just don't like taking the biggest of risk when it comes to the most massive size, right? So an index fund makes a lot of sense for me, right? And then eventually that can expand into different things, venture capital, venture investments, all these other things. Um, but right now, an index fund makes a lot of sense. I could size it heavy. The shit could double in 5 to 10 years. It's a free fucking double. Everyone's looking for free doubles. I told him SPY's going to go to $1,200. I literally told him by the time Trump's term ends, this is going into the thousands. So you can play it safe when it's a time to not play it safe, or you can pick the right stocks, or you can pick an ETF, or you can do both. Me personally, I'm doing both. But I love the ETFs, bro. It honestly feels a little weird to be investing into stocks because the ETFs go up fucking greater, 20% every fucking, they're going up fucking greater. It feels fucking weird. I look at stocks more as just a tool to fucking instead of holding forever, but obviously certain stocks are meant to held forever. I do like it, but I like the ETFs, man. I like the ETFs, and I also like a forever hold portfolio, but I will say, man, it feels a little weird investing when it comes to holding stocks forever, because you could literally just buy the ETF, it replaces the stocks, it rebalances the portfolio, and it makes sure that the big percentage gains turn into the big winners, right? So it's like this whole idea of picking stocks does appear to be less attractive. I'm looking at it more as a system where, yeah, you can own a lot of a company and sell shares and buy on the dips. That's a great system, but you can do the same shit with ETFs, right? I look at stocks as this. Find the rare place when, okay, so look, this is how I look at stocks, right? If you guys want to create a badass investment portfolio, bro, what I'm about to say, this is genius. Find stocks that are going to go up forever, right? So this is what I want you to do. I want you to create, if you're interested in this, basically create your own ETF and call it Forever Holding. Put in companies that have the biggest upside, right? And put in some safe ones too, but put in companies that if you just hold them, they're going to go up forever, right? And choose the right sectors and choose the right stocks. And what I want you to do is when they have big dips, just buy and hold them. Buy and hold them, bro. Because sometimes, this is what's going to happen. Take this for example, right? So if you guys believe META is a forever hold and you want to make that bet instead of just doing forever bets on ETFs, right? And it doesn't have to be a forever bet. You could just hold it for a couple years. This is very smart. Instead of just buying the ETF, what you can do is you can take the best ones in the ETFs, right? That you think are the absolute best, that you want to buy into the company, right? And then what's going to happen is the ETFs are just going to keep on going up. And then at some point, one of those stocks that's going to go up forever is going to fucking crash. Like META, the shit fucking plummeted. The shit went down like 70 fucking percent. Then it hit new all time highs. So when it comes to stocks, I would say one of the best systems is find a small group of stocks that you like. It could be 8 to like 15 stocks, right? Buy and hold them forever, but only buy them on big dips. So if the market's roaring at all-time highs, and let's say, you think Oracle, you think this company's a forever hold, you think this one's here to stay, and you're looking at it right now saying, wow, this was just at all-time highs, and the market's at all-time highs. This one's cheap as fuck. This is another one I'm invested into, right? So what I'm saying is you're going to see a lot of stocks and sectors, they all followed the market, they all came back to life, right? But then there's always that one stock in the sector that could be considered a forever hold that has plummeted, and that can be your stock that you buy and hold, right? That's a very smart thing to do. You can also look at sectors and saying, well, if a sector is forever here to stay and you believe in it, you can wait for that one specific sector to crash, and then the market's just roaring at new all-time highs, and instead of buying into the market, you buy into that one specific sector, right? Say VOO is, pushing up, doing great, but then the other one, the SMH sector crashes, right? That's an opportunity to buy the dip on all these fucking semiconductor stocks that fucking crashes. I bought a fuck ton of these. VRT, fucking bro, we bought so many semiconductor companies. This one has potential to be a good one too. AVAV, but that's not the semiconductor space, but we bought so many semiconductor stocks. When it crashed, it just makes a lot of sense. This one, I think this is going to be a big one for the future. INTC, 100%. I think INTC is going to be a brilliant buy for the future. If this ever flash crash, oh man, I would go very fucking heavy on INTC if that ever fucking dropped back to fucking 70 below. That's a fucking good one. But bro, there's just too many stocks. Like, dude, I have the list. There's just too many ones if you guys want to look into. AXON, um, META, right? Phenomenal. AVAV, this one is more of a swing trade. Apple's amazing. Microsoft's amazing. I bought all these before earnings. Some of them went up, some of them went down. Doesn't matter. I'm holding these for fucking ever. Like, this is an interesting one. Domino's. I like this one. DPZ. This is an oversold reversal play. You guys know I love the oversold reversal plays. That's always been ripping for new all-time highs, and I love Domino's. So this is a good one. ZS, this is an interesting one to look into. Like I said, VRT, this is an interesting one too. KLAC, this is an interesting one too, right? A lot of these semiconductor stocks and stocks in the AI space. ARM, this is an interesting one. INTC, this is a genius one. Oracle, this is a genius one. LRCX, like I said, you'll see a lot of these in the same sector. Some of them already recovered, some of them have not. LRCX, right? CLS, CRDO, and then what else do we got, bro? We got this is a high risk one, RKLB. So some of these are not the forever holds, right? Some of these are the high risk ones, but you guys should have an idea what the forever holds are with where the future's going. Obviously, fucking Nvidia, dude. When it comes to Ponzi's, just look at Nvidia. Every rich person has this. You're telling me they're gonna let this flop? What are they trying to do? They're gonna let it flop so they can all lose money? They want the broke to stay broker? Is that what they want? Something they could do that. They could pull that. They could pull that fucking shit and say, you know what? Let's invest into one stock and tell everyone this is the best stock to buy, and we're gonna have it drop and just everyone will lose on it. But it's not gonna matter to us because we're rich. They could do that. They could pull that on a fucking. It could happen. But bro, Nvidia is fucking genius. I love Nvidia. That's a $300 stock. I mean, every person's got fucking Nvidia. That's one thing I don't like about it too, though, is that every person fucking has it. I don't like that about that. But Nvidia is obviously a good one. ASML. Bro, look at VGT. People are sleeping on VGT. There's only 110 billion, I think, in that fund. They're clearly sleeping on it. It's an amazing fund that's outperformed VOO and all of them. And it's the tech fucking sector. Look at the youth. All the youth is in on tech. They're all on their fucking iPads, bro. I'm telling you, go to a nice restaurant. You'll see some kid on a fucking iPad. That's what you'll fucking see. Go to a restaurant with a fucking family. Two of the fucking kids are on their iPads. They're not even paying attention to the fucking food. If you guys start using technology, some of you are not even gonna want to eat. You're gonna be like, fuck food. I just want to stay on my tech all day. Like fucking shit, man. Like this shit. Nothing. It's hard to find something that has a stronger pull than technology. It really is. Like what pulls people in the most is tech. They're so fucking addicted to their fucking phones. It's like it controls their whole life the same way how money controls a lot of people's life. Um, ASML, IBM, Shopify. I like Shopify. Shopify's a good one. Cyber, right? Crowd. Let's see, fucking WDC, NBIS. So some of the ones I'm sharing with you, these could be the big ones for the future that haven't like 10x in certain ways. PWR, right? So obviously these are considered more risky too. SNPS, ETN, SoFi. Oh fuck SoFi. I don't fuck with SoFi. That's just one of those Ponzi companies. Nah, fuck them. I don't. Nah, bro. I don't fucks with the SoFi. I think Robinhood was the last overall wave with some shit like that. Robinhood pulled it off. I don't think SoFi is gonna pull a fucking Robinhood. Nah, bro. I think this was their Robinhood right there. I'm telling you, bro. Some people they just try to use the theory of we're gonna get everyone to buy the stock and it's gonna go up. A lot of those stocks don't go up. I think SoFi is just one of those stocks. I don't fuck with the SoFi. They can go fuck themselves. I don't fuck with that company. ISRG. It's another one. Um, LLY, right? So there's just too much opportunity. As you guys can see, there's just a ridiculous, absurd amount of fucking opportunity. Like this shit blows my mind. Like Walmart, they're here to stay forever. Their stock's only at $100. And another thing that doesn't make sense is eBay. eBay seems way too cheap. These motherfuckers are running the biggest fucking dude, the amount of money they're taking out of the market share with this fucking there's so much money of people selling cards on eBay. These motherfuckers are taking like a 13, 14, 50% fee on this shit. Their stock should be going up a fuck ton more, right? But some stocks just don't do that. But the future could change. All of a sudden, someone could say, hey, Dell's not moving much, but go out and buy a Dell. But the biggest gains have always pointed back to technology. It's always pointed back to the tech, man. You find a laptop company, you tell someone to buy it, all of a sudden it trades at a 400% ROI. Like, welcome to the market, man. Like, guys, I'm telling you, SPY is behind. VGT is behind. You guys need to understand ETFs, they can't move as fast as this, dude. They can't go from 100 to 400. So what I'm telling you is all these big plays like Dell, AMG, MU, all these plays at 10x, it's even better to buy the ETFs because they're all behind. VGT is behind. S&P 500 is behind. They're all delayed. Look at society and all the evolution. You got a couple people winning at the top, and then most people aren't winning. They're all fucking delayed. They're all fucking behind. That's one of the reasons why I didn't go with VOO. I don't want to participate in that. I don't want all those other sectors. I don't want it. In a way, I'm kind of making a bet that, I'm for the tech sector. Like there's a lot of things that I'm going up against. I'm going up against a lot of fucking sectors in some ways, but I own stocks too. But like, in a way, I'm basically saying something about the economy. If I'm choosing to not go with VOO and I'm choosing VGT, I'm clearly making a bet on the economy and what I think about, where people are going with that overall economy. I just think, man, that VGT is fucking genius, but VOO, it's still genius. I still like VOO. It's still a genius one. Um, I like them both, man. Obviously VOO, it looks a lot better. The ticker looks a lot better, looks a lot cooler. But VGT, I think, is gonna out fucking surpass easily with how most people are. But bro, VOO is very smart, 100%. So yeah, man, that's a lot of the stocks to keep your eyes on. SPY here is breaking out and retesting. I told them to buy the calls again if they wanted to. They should be green as that. Nobody's red. So this is what I do, man. I make everyone green. This is when I show up. This is when I show up. It's like my time, it's worth a fuck ton because I'm someone who can disappear and show up, and the only thing that will change is I'm a million times better. I'm buying at the exact lows. That's why you don't see me doing this every day because there's other things to be doing besides a live stream. Um, when someone has that ability where they can disappear and just come back, but it's like I never disappeared. I'm still doing it. I'm just not publicly doing it. But in the future, we're gonna start a company very soon where it is gonna be, a private company that people can join very soon. But yeah, man, this clearly wants to break out and go higher. Everything's bullish. We got a magnet right here, and then if they want a YOLO puts for the power hour YOLO, if the market's in here, they can do that if there's a confirmation, right? So yeah, everybody should be green. Everybody should be fucking printing, and everybody should be winning. 100 fucking %, man. You know? Shit is amazing, man. I looked at that trade like that was a gold mine. Only 90 cents to buy a trade that can go 2 points in the money. Sign me the fuck up. Decay's not gonna affect me. It can go 2 points deep in the money from where we bought. What a genius fucking trade? It made perfect fucking sense, man. The market was barely moving, and I said the most they can go up is 2 points. So the most logical thing here is to go barely out of the money and just milk this fucking shit to a fucking T. So yeah, man, this SPY's getting ready to rip. It's getting ready to rally. Everything's bullish as fuck, man. 100%. Everyone should be fucking green. 100%, man. Um, so yeah, it's fucking amazing, man. It's absolutely amazing, bro.
It's 100% amazing. Bro, someone said VGT is a crowded trade. Tech capitalization has been a problem. This was the same person who didn't know about the fucking calls. They were asking me what calls I was in. Bro, we was in calls before you asked about the calls. Like, fucking A, man. This shit blows my mind. They don't believe in VGT, you know? Bro, if you don't believe in VGT, just look at people. It never shocks me on how degenerate people are. You know, there's a reason why the top 1% are not around the 99%. I promise you, because if they were, they would treat the top 1% like they're fucking stupid and like they're a bunch of fucking degenerates. I can assure you, in my experience, the 99% has a special way of treating the top 1% like they're pieces of shits on the fucking earth. You know, they really do. It blows my mind how the people changing the world and changing lives and doing good and evolving and not doing normal fucking things are the bad people, you know? Oh, those are the bad guys. The ones doing all the fucking work and changing the world and making all this money and changing life. Oh, yeah, those are the bad ones. Like, what is the 99% doing? They show up, they work a job, they come home, they're playing it safe. What is so great about what the fuck they're doing? Playing it fucking safe, you know? VGT, 100% the play. 100%, bro. Tech is the future. Tech isn't going anywhere. You know, they split it for a reason. The reason why they did a 1-to-8 stock split is pretty simple because they know the price is going to go back up to $800. So what they did was they said, all right, we'll just split it. So we're going to make this look like it's cheaper so everyone could just buy more. It's fucking genius, bro. It's the ultimate fucking Ponzi system on the fucking planet. They were very generous. They gave those people 8 more shares. They said, here, we're going to give you 8 more shares. We're going to split this, and you can buy more now that it's perceived at its lower price. You know, you don't have to go on Robinhood and buy in fractional shares. It's so cheap now, you can just buy the full share. It's a fucking genius move. I like how they do business. I like that. You know, if a company's going to 10x and they say, we're going to split this, we're going to split it. Here's 8 more shares. I'm going to say, oh, thank you for all these shares. I'm going to go buy more. The price looks cheaper. You know, it's fucking genius move. It just all points back to what I was saying about how certain things just perceived to be as Ponzi's. I'm like, bro, send it to 90%. You know, if the bubble's got to pop, pop the bubble. Someone's got to buy out the company. That's all I got to say, bro. Someone's got to buy out the company. You know, if the bubble's got to burst, someone's got to buy out the company. It can't just keep going lower. Someone's got to get back in. If it's going to go 10-3, someone's got to get back in. I'm like, bro, Trump is president. Everything's going hard. These motherfuckers are crazy if they're not investing. I'm literally trying to secure people to get them fucking wealthy as fuck because it's going to be too late. You know, they're going to be too late. It's going to get too late. Guys, you can't just keep leaving your money in fucking savings accounts. I want you to get your money out of the savings account and move it to index funds. That's what I want people to do. And I want them to learn how to trade so they can get rich as fuck and then move some of that profit into them fucking selves and quit their fucking jobs and move some of that profit into their businesses and into their fucking index funds if they want to go the index fund route. I mean, that's one of the bets I'm making on for the future is index funds. I'm 100% believer in index funds. Um, and like I said, a forever hold portfolio where out of the 10 stocks, one is down a fuck ton and you buy and hold that stock, you know, buy it when it's low, right? Like someone could perceive Oracle as a forever hold. They could. Well, the stock's up a fuck ton, you know? If they watched my game plans and they watched my videos, I told them. I told them weeks ago. We invested a fuck ton into Oracle, and I told them we also invested a fuck ton into Snow. Everyone can recall that I said the rich people love the Snow. Everyone knows rich people like Snow, you know? They got to do something with the money, so some of them buy Snow. That's what they like to do with their money. They buy Snow sometimes, right? So Snow here was a good play, and Oracle here just keeps on going higher. So there's no complaints. Losing is a personal choice. Oracle was just at $250. Talk about a rare fucking opportunity, you know? What, it drops because they spent money? That's good. I'm like, bro, they should have spent more. They should have sent it lower. If it's just going to go right back up, they might as well drop it to 99%. Let's shake out all the weak hands, all the brokies, all the incompetent degenerates who are not positioned to hold things. Let's shake all of them out and let's leave the money for all the riches, all the smart people, all the competent people, all the people for hold. You know, if it were my choice, I'd say let's just make it as low as possible. Let's shake out the whole fucking world where only the rich are left. And then they just buy everything out. That's what I would say. Let's do that. Let's make it so fucking cheap where everyone's gonna get rich as fuck. You know? Fucking A, man. Look at this stock. $100. Shit was just at $100. It was at $400 fucking dollars almost to 100. It's a free money machine. A swing trader looks at this, they say, all right, let's buy thousands to tens of thousands of shares, hold, we'll make hundreds of thousands of dollars, and we'll rinse it into the next one.
It's a fucking genius system, man. I told them the swing trade Oracle. They didn't want to listen. I told them Oracle. I told them Oracle was the play. Swing trade Oracle. They don't want to motherfucking listen. So look, man. Spy here is fucking killing it. If you guys bought the calls and you were self-sufficient, let me know, man. Let me know if you guys were self-sufficient and you bought those calls. Were you guys self-sufficient? Did you buy the 773 calls? Are you green as fuck buying those calls barely out of the money that are going to expire deep in the money? You know, guys, when the market doesn't have the biggest of moves, the in the money contracts are going to make more than the out of money. You know, you should know that. Measure the move. If the market's going to go to 774, the 773 call is going to make a fuck ton more profit if you buy it at the right time. It's like fucking shit, man. You know, it's a lot harder to get a better entry on a far out of money trade when the market's not moving that much. But these index funds are moving, you know? I'm looking at the gains, it's still going up. It's absurd. It's absolutely ridiculous what someone can do in this overall market, you know? I try to tell them, I'm like, bro, Trump is only going to be president one more time unless something changes. So y'all better get your shit together on that, you know? Get your fucking money up before it's too late. It's like fucking shit, bro. This shit is amazing. This shit is absolutely amazing, man. You know? This shit is absolutely amazing, man. But yeah, I gave them all the keys to buy calls. You know, I turned on my live stream, you know? People wonder why I disappear. I'm like, the shit I'm on's worth fucking four. Dude, the shit I'm on, billionaires would pay for this shit. And I would never take it, you know? I figured out how to get all this shit. My fucking own. Look at this fucking. We bought the lows. Everything I said came true. Yet somehow in this world, someone is paying someone else to lose money in the stock market. It just blows my mind how this exists. We're green every single day. Someone's still losing money in the market. You know, it just blows my mind. You know, maybe people don't want to support that. They don't want to support people winning. Maybe they want to support themselves winning. They just want to be self sufficient and do everything on their own. Maybe they want to go that route. Or maybe they just want to be in a group with a bunch of losers. Who the fuck knows? I'm sitting here saying, bro, Trump's president. Dude, this shit is comical to me. I looked at the comment section. The news was like the team made over 3,700 trades. I think since he was president or something. Not like in a very long period of time. And the comments were all hateful. And I'm sitting here saying, bro, this is why successful people don't associate themselves with the masses. Because it's like a matrix, it's like a poison. A smart person would say, how can I get rich from this? A degenerate would say, I don't like this person, so I'm not going to get rich from this. You know? And then another degenerate would say, oh, this is all Ponzi. This is all a scam. This is all fucking, you know, this is all a fucking political fucking scam. The market's rigged. The market's, it's like, bro, obviously it matters who says to go out and buy a debt. You know? It obviously matters. Like, welcome to the world, bro. Welcome to the world. It's the fucking president of the United States. It's like, you can get rich or you can stay broke. You know? Some people let politics override their gains. They're fucking degenerates. No one ever said you had to morally agree with everything someone does. You know? But if there's a way to get rich from it, why not? Why the fuck not? You know what I mean? This shit is fucking crazy. There's so much poison in this fucking world. It blows my mind. You know? One of the ways to escape it is fucking money. You know? You could escape the matrix by making money to a degree. You know? One of the things that sucks about not having money is being around and being associated with the matrix. Some people have genuinely escaped the matrix. They're the type of people where they don't belong in the matrix, but they don't have enough money. They're still in the matrix, so they're navigating through the world completely different than everyone else, and they're just seeing how fucked up a place it really is, you know. And they're trying. Some of them they're cool with it, and then others they're like, how do I escape this? How do I get out of this? You know, some people have already escaped it, not financially, but as a person. You know, people have waked up, they have spiritual gifts, they see the world for how it is, right? And some of them don't want to be in the matrix. They don't want to be around it. They really don't. They don't want to see it. They don't want to be around it. They don't want to be around the normies. They don't want to be around the matrix. They don't want to be around the chemical sense. They don't want to be around the bullshit, the traffic, the no space, the no yards, the no, you know, all this. Some people want a good, genuine, normal life. And the problem is they're stuck in the matrix. That's the problem. They're stuck in the matrix, you know? They need to find a way out, whether that's through money, whether that's through themselves, whether that's through another company, whether that's through, they need to find a way out. That's what they need, man. Like to escape the matrix as a person but still be around it. That's tough. That gets annoying. This is where having money helps. Money definitely helps with that. You can relocate, you can buy what you want, you can choose where you want to go, you can buy SPY calls, you can rinse the profits into VGT, you can get rich, you can, do whatever you want, bro. This is what I'm doing. Like I told people, bro. I told them, you want to know what I'm doing, bro? Making a fuck ton of trading, and then I'm rinsing it into stocks and ETFs. And I'm making certain swing trades too, right? So if the president's going to make 1,700 trades, that means I need to make a lot of swing trades. I need to make more trades, more swing trades, more investments. That's what I need to be doing. That's why I recently bought a lot of stocks too, because it makes a lot of sense. They're cheap and oversold. But look, man, everything works to a T. The Bears, they got a slow fucking burn to the upside. There's still some bulls who are losing money because they went too far out of the money. There's still some investors who haven't bought VGT yet. It's like, I don't know what the fuck they're waiting for. It's like, this is the greatest fucking ETF to exist on the fucking planet. This shit went from $3 to $120. Find me another good, safe ETF that does that. This shit is crazy, bro. Like, it's just interesting to, like, I look at what other people have to say, and most of the time it's not interesting. It just blows my mind on like the level of like people are on. I was looking at like a forum the other day, and I was seeing what people had to say about VGT. Some people were full porting it, no questions asked, and then other people were talking about a dot-com bubble. They were like, "Do you guys not remember when the dot-com bubble fucking crashed?" I'm like, "Do you not remember when the market went up a trillion fucking percent when it went above the dot-com bubble crash? Were you that fucking broke where you couldn't?" It's like, guys, this is 2026 now, you know? Not everyone's a broke slave where they work a 9 to 5 and they're given a house and a family and a car. If you do that, you're not given any of that anymore. All that's out the fucking window. Good luck doing that on a 9 to 5. That's all gone, right? It's like nowadays people just buy and hold forever. Are you not with the fucking program? I'm like, bro, if they want to send it to zero, I'm like, sign me the fuck up. If I'm not gonna buy it out, someone else will. You know, if I'm not in a spot in life to buy a fuck ton that low, someone else is gonna do it anyways. The fuck? Fucking companies are putting hundreds of billions of dollars into fucking AI. The only reason fucking Oracle's fucking collapsing because they spent fucking so much money on this AI shit. It's reversing. It's fucking reversing. It's cheap. You're gonna let 2 months wipe you out? 2 bad months gonna wipe you out? The fuck? We buy this shit at the lows. We wait for degenerates to get wiped out. We identify stocks where basically we buy people out. We say, all right, who's the degenerate that bought a good company that's going to sell it at a low price? All right, this is the person who did it. All right, let's buy him out. That's what we do, dude. Welcome to the stock market. We're buying everyone out. Send it lower. I'm looking at all-time highs as low. So if they need to dip it, dip it. Dip it lower. All-time highs is low. We're buying at good deals. Get rich. Fuck, man. Everything I say is the fucking truth. 100%. All this shit's gonna go up. Everybody's gonna be green. Same way these fucking SPY calls went up a fuck ton. And they just keep on going up. Isn't that interesting? How one person comes onto a stream, and as soon as they get in, the bears cease to exist. Isn't that fucking interesting? How Trump says to buy a fucking Dell laptop, and it goes up 400%. Isn't it interesting how some stocks don't do anything for 10 to 20 years, and then all of a sudden, someone comes in, someone does something, and they go up 10,000 fucking percent? You know? If you guys don't have the right information, you're gonna get fucked. You're gonna get destroyed, bro. You're gonna get fucking destroyed. Welcome to the stock market. You're either with it or not. You're either working a 9 to 5 or you're not. You know? It is what it is. It is what it is, man. Look at how much our calls are up, bro. I still have my runners. I still have my runners. I still have 15% of my runners. Let's see, how much are they up? I'm not even monitoring it because my intention is to hold the runners. That's why. Let's see. How much are the contracts up? My gosh, bro. You guys could do this shit on your fucking phone. What is the excuse? You know? Everybody wants to use their phone to bullshit. Some people use their Exone just because some people use their phone just because they're chained to fucking anxiety. You guys want to see if you're fucking chained to something or if something bothers you? Walk past a stranger and see if you pull out your phone. If you consistently pull out your phone or on your phone with strangers, there's probably something, you know what I mean? Probably it could be anxiety, or it could just be you don't want any contact, you don't want any eye contact. You just want to pretend to not see the person or whatever the fuck you want to know, you know what I mean? There's other ways to do that though. You don't need a fucking phone to do that. You know, the amount of people that are on their phones on a fucking sidewalk blows my mind. It's like, what could they possibly be doing? They're walking on a sidewalk and they're on their phone. They can't stop and be on their phone. They have to like walk and be on their phone too. They can't like stop and sit at a fucking bench or just stand fucking still for a minute and look at their phone and check something. No, they gotta just continuously move on their phone like a fucking hamster wheel that never fucking ends. It just blows my fucking mind, man. But look, anyways, if we go to Spy, we're gonna see 772 calls. Let's see. Oh, they're up 150 cents. Bro, we bought them out. We bought them out. We got it at 80 cents. They're at 150 cents. Our calls went up 100%. We made the best trade of the day on the worst day to be trading. Isn't that some shit? I disappeared. I didn't do the live streams. I turn on the stream. I make the best trade you could have made on options as possible. And then people wonder why I'm not consistently doing this. I have a million other fucking things to do. There's better shit to be doing. Fuck. But man, within time, we're gonna launch a group. You know, if Trump's gonna be the president at some point, I gotta say, you know what? Let's just launch the group and make everyone rich every single day. I can't just keep it all to myself. I mean, we do have Seed Roar. That's making people rich. We do have that going on. But you know, this is what we do, man. We just get better. All we do is get better. More money, more gains, more wealth. You know, we're gonna create a company so good where if people refuse to exist in it, then that's their fucking problem. They're gonna get left behind. You know, same way how if people refuse to resist index funds and they want to keep all their money in the fucking high yield savings account and do nothing with it, you know, they're gonna miss out on some extraordinary gains. You know, it's like fucking shit, man. This shit is crazy, bro. This shit is absolutely insane. So there you go, man. Contracts went up 100%. I showed up. I made everyone fucking green. I saved the whole fucking day. You know, apparently people need to be saved because they just can't be green every single day. It blows my fucking mind. Like, you guys need to be green every single day. Why else would we trade? If we weren't green every single day, why the fuck else would we trade? Yes, I'm still in on GoPro. I will say it's looking pretty degenerate. I will say that could have been a mistake, you know? But I'm not full porting GoPro. Do I look like a degenerate? I told people if they want to full port something, full port VGT, you know? If you want to play it safer, go with a couple of them. You know, do VOO, VTI, do a little mix. You know, you guys want to do a mix instead, you know? Of course, you know, this is a system. GoPro's a system. If they somehow pull it off in 100x, I'll be the one in it, bro. I wanted the fuck you YOLO system, you know? If they somehow pull it off, bro, I was in a store the other day. I saw a GoPro and I was like, it's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good. This one looks like it's going to Ash. But again, I put myself into systems. At the time, I wanted myself in that system. You know, it's not like I'm full fucking porting a fucking stock like this. But what you need to understand about money is, guys, you can diversify it and you can spread your money. You know, money give people certain systems. They give people certain returns. They give people certain things in life, right? Certain time, certain benefits, right? So That's how I look at stocks. You know, people buy dividends because it gives them something they want. Some people want a dividend. Well, you got to buy a dividend stock, right? Every stock has their own system. And now, if we were to talk about, peak degenerate grand slam home run of the fucking century, where somehow they figured this company out, it could be GoPro. The chances of that happening are very, very low, but it could be a 10x play. So obviously, if someone wants to put themselves in that system, they should size in very light and put themselves in the system. But some people, they just want things that are safe, that have high rewards, like VGT. Like this is what I do. My money is going into stuff like this. It's going into the VGTs. It's going into collectibles. Um, you know, it's going into the collectibles. There's a lot of good sports cards to be buying. That's fucking genius. Sports cards is a very smart play. They say the Pokemon cards have gone up thousands of percent compared to the stock market. That's an interesting take. But I like to diversify. I don't like to put all my eggs in one basket. But if there's a system that makes sense, I'll do it. If I want a fuck you YOLO system, I'll take it. The point of Team Roar, the point of that system is the free people to get the 9 to 5s. Team Roar was never designed to create the biggest amount of wealth in the stock market. If it was, it wouldn't be trading far the money 0 to 8 options. There's just no way to become the wealthiest person in the market if you trade far the money options. It just doesn't work that way. Things could change in the future, but as of now, that's not the way to create the most wealthiest. That's a way for people to escape their 9 to 5s, right? If people want to work a 9 to 5, well, they don't have. If they don't want to work it, they don't have to. They can join Team Roar and they can escape the matrix. And then once they start making some money, they're going to see they're not going to be able to scale it to infinity. It's 0 to 8 options for all the money. It's not going to scale to infinity. So they're going to have to learn other skill sets. They're going to have to learn scalping, which is what I'm doing. They're going to have to learn investing, which is what I'm explaining to you guys. They're gonna have to start their own businesses, entrepreneurs, which is what I'm doing right now, right? A business, right? So, I mean, the stock market is a business. So, not being involved in a business or not owning a business, you're already at a severe disadvantage, right? Um, and the way to own a business is to buy shares of a company or is to start your own fucking business, right? Um, so, most people in the market, they're not even positioned to capitalize on the market, you know? Shares give people ownership. That's what they give people. Trading gives people systems to make money to buy more ownership if that's what they want to do instead of scamming into fucking infinity. But, Team Roar was created to free people from the system. If anyone says, you know what, I haven't figured this out financially, I need a way to figure this shit out, well, Team Roar. There you go. You can use that to escape the whole fucking system. And then when you're making money, you're going to want to do more things besides Team Roar. You know, it's for rich people too. Rich people, they throw money into a trade, they want to be in that system, and then they make money passively. They can have another person just managing the trades. You know, Trump's. I mean, they got people fucking 1,700 trades. Someone's managing that shit. You think it's by accident that all these wealthy people decide to trade in the stock market? It's obviously a system for people to get richer and richer. So if you follow the right people, or if you're one of those people where you don't have to follow anyone, you can get richer and richer and richer. That's what this shit is. People don't want to take risk. People aren't positioned to do certain things that other people can do. That's another thing. I buy GoPro, someone might full port GoPro. They're not positioned to win. Fucking degenerates. Same stock, different positions, different people, different position sizes. Nothing changed about the stock. It did its thing. You know, that's the thing. If you pick stocks, one goes up 50%, one goes up 1,000%. I mean, we obviously know GoPro isn't going to be the one, but it could be the one. It could be that rare diamond. It could be that diamond. You know, 100 years from now, somehow that company has not gotten the list. I would say it's pretty impressive on how this company has not experienced like just getting delisted and getting fucked off the fucking stock market. It's pretty impressive. But some companies do that and they just exist, and then one day, they pull a crazy fucking move like that, you know? Um, I will say though, at 30 cents, that's an attractive buy. At 30 cents, I would say it's an attractive buy. Is it high risk? Absolutely. Is it stupid to be doing things like this when Trump is president? Absolutely. But if someone wanted to make a trade, I would keep their eyes on this at 30 cents. But like I said, bro, I went to the store the other day. I saw the GoPro section. It was not looking so hot. You know, like it's just one in a trillion, but it could be the trillion. The yearly chart is still bullish. If you look at this, it's the same pattern. It went lower, then it recovered. So this could still bounce at 30 cents. When this hits 30, it can go straight back to a dollar, and then that could trap the bears. It can easily happen. But I'm not here to talk about this, bro. I want people in the absolute best, like the systems that are basically the guarantees. I mean, we can't guarantee they're gonna work, but for us it's guaranteed to work. I can't guarantee that works for other people, but um, some people are just positioned where certain things just work forever. They're just certain types of people. They can't be touched. They're unfucking touchable. If Trump is making 1,700 trades and other presidents aren't trading, I mean, that tells you something right there. Some people just have things that others don't. Trump moves a certain way that other people don't move. He's a businessman. So it's pretty obvious on why he's trading stocks. He's in fucking business. This shit's a no fucking brainer. It's like an unlimited fuck you way to money. I mean, look, he launched this a fucking meme coin overnight. People are millionaires. Like, man, that's why you'll never see rich people associated with all these brokies. Because most of them bitch, whine, and complain, and then the rare select group actually gets rich. It's always that rare select group. Trump launches a meme coin, you got a bunch of brokies complaining, and then you got a bunch of other people making 10x. Same meme coin, completely legal, two different people. It blows my mind, bro. Like it blows my mind. Dude, if his meme coin goes up 10x, you're telling me VGT is going to keep going up? What do you guys think society's going to turn into? Do you think it's really going to turn into that? I mean, it could. It could turn into more of that. Society loves degenerate moves. They love it. It could turn into something like that. Who knows? Maybe one day the NFTs will come back to life. Maybe the NFT that people were bought and sold by influencers. Yes, this has value. This Bumblebee virtual screenshot has value. It's a real thing. Yeah, guys, this isn't a pump and dump scam at all. It blows my fucking. It just shows you how the rich use the masses to get richer. You know? Yeah, guys, these NFTs, these are real companies. It's totally not a worthless piece of virtual art for you to make us all richer, for you to inflate the market cap. We're not going to do this with stocks because, that would be considered potentially illegal. And that would be, we don't have enough fucking followers and clout and money to get the stock price higher. Or, we might get arrested for doing some shit. Like, no, they don't do it on that. They do it on the NFTs. They do it on the NFTs. It blows my mind. It's like a rich person selling a broke person a piece of art. A piece of art. That's how I look at NFTs. It's like a rich person telling a fucking broke person. It's like saying, "Look, this is worth everything. I own this. You should buy it." And then it just goes up a fucking infinity, and they get stuck holding. It just blows my mind, bro. It blows my mind. Like the pumps in the dumps and the illusions in the world of how people like. Can you actually imagine that? Telling someone, look, I created a piece of art on the internet. I'm valuable, so this is valuable. Buy this, and the market cap goes up higher. It's not even a real fucking company. It's a fucking NFT. What the fuck are these fuck shit? Like, this shit blows my mind about. I'm talking about the ones that were not real companies. Some people did make real companies with that shit. They used it as startup capital to make it a real company. But even then, bro, it's like no one's gonna want your NFT. People want stocks. I do see though how the NFT could be smart, but why do an NFT if they could just make a stock? Like they could just literally do, oh yeah, because that's hard to do and that's work and that's a real thing. No, they gotta do the NFTs. Hey, let's hire someone on fucking Fiverr.com to launch my NFT and pump this shit and dump it on my follower. Fucking degenerates, bro. Fucking degenerates, man. You know, the broke never get rich because they choose to stay broke. That's why. You literally have rich people showing them how to get rich and they still choose to stay broke. This shit just blows my mind. It's like, oh my gosh, man. This shit is insane, man. I fucking bro, I love this stock, man. I love this. I love the VGTs. I love it. You know, someone could have told me right here. They could have said the same thing. Someone could have told me, you know what? I could have said right here. I could have said fucking when VGT was at 60, I mean, you would have had to been a degenerate to buy it here because Biden was in office. You know, president does matter in the stock market. Apparently, some people don't get that. It hasn't fucking clocked to them yet. Um, but yeah, man, I could have bought this at $60. Everyone could have said it's worthless. It's gonna drop. It dropped to $40. Everyone thinks I'm wrong. La da da da, and then it just goes up higher long term, right? I could have bought this at $9. It drops to 3. Everyone says, dude, you made the worst investment of your life. You could have bought a house. And then it goes up a trillion fucking percent. And then the price becomes so high. The price becomes so high since I bought it at such a low price. And since it just keeps on going higher and higher and higher, it's like the unlimited Ponzi scheme to just hold forever. You know? A lot of these stocks that people perceive to be overvalued, all they have to do is double for someone who got in earlier to get richer and richer. That's why they will never sell because one double is worth so much more than another double compared to the price someone else got in. Why the fuck would they sell? They'll never get that price again. This is why putting yourself into positions that are designed to go up forever, that generate the biggest percentage of returns, is smart because worst case scenario, historically, they drop 50%. Best case scenario, they go up higher. So if you just get at a fucking price at some point with the right amount of time, your entry is going to be so fucking valuable. People would want to buy that out. So you're just going to hold it forever because you realize what else could I hold forever that goes up that I got it at a good price? Exactly. Exactly. Nothing fucking else. What, some rare IPO? What is the next one going to be out of the fucking one in a trillion? Is it going to be SPCX? Is this going to be the next one? I bought this one, you know? A lot of people are saying a lot of things about this one. I bought this one. I mean, if Google wants to fucking make that large investment, and then all these other investors want to buy it, I'm sitting here saying, well, this is where the future's going. Fuck it. I'll put some here, right? Am I going to full port it? Absolutely fucking not. But you know what? Historically, everything that Elon Musk has touched has turned to gold in the stock market. So I'm not here to go up against it. I'm either here to sit out because that's what my system tells me I want to do, or I'm either here to get involved. I'll get involved with it, bro. I'll get involved with it. You know, I'm not gonna sit out or go against trillionaires. I'm fucking good, bro. I'm good, you know? People are trillionaires on paper and then they become billionaires because they want to become a multi-trillionaire. Get with the fucking program. Fucking shit, bro. If all this paper mattered, do you think people would go from trillionaires to billionaires? No, they're doing it to become multi-trillionaires. You know? Smart, logical systems. Like the fuck? This is fucking genius, man. The stock market. You guys get involved with the stock market, you're gonna be set for the rest of your life. 100%. There's nothing better to get involved with than the stock market. You can do whatever you want with it. It's a pure reflection of me, you know? I fucking love it. I know what I'm doing, so I could buy calls at the lows. That's my skill set. You know? I don't have to sit here and participate in all this slow chop. I can just buy at the lows, hold my runners. You know? I don't have to hold forever and hold a decaying asset that goes far the money to then go deeper. Like I don't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? I can just do whatever the fuck I want to do because I'm in that system. I started the business, own the business in the system to do whatever the fuck I want to do. Um, I just hope you guys get rich. You know, it's never too late, but at some point the rich are gonna go. We'll pull the plug, drop it 80%. So they'll go from trillionaires on paper to billionaires, and then boom, they'll be multi-trillionaires, and then all the broke will get wiped out. Nothing ever changes, guys. You know, that's the problem with the world, guys. Nothing ever changes. You know, some degenerate will buy this, it could drop 80%, they'll sell it, and then it'll go higher. Nothing ever changes. It's the same endless cycle. You know, new people are bored, they don't change, they're thrown into this bullshit matrix, they make the same mistakes everyone else made. Nothing ever changes. You know, at some point, you guys are gonna have to choose to just not get fucked up and get your shit together, because the world is a place designed to fuck you up. I can promise you that. Most people do not have your best interest. Most people are just going to do you wrong and throw you off your track and fuck you shit up when you're on a trajectory that's the complete opposite of everyone else. Most people are just going to look at you either fucking crazy or either fucking jealous, envious. Some people won't even be able to tell if you're a genius or if you're just a degenerate. You know, it is what it is. But if you guys stay on your path and stay real and stay true, you're gonna get rich, dude. You're gonna get fucking rich. The market rewards the rich. You know, this right here is very bullish. SPY is gonna try to break out like crazy. If you're wondering when the big move is gonna happen, it's gonna happen very soon because power hour is heating up. And this pattern right here, it's just another break and retest. Green, red, green, resistance, break, retest, green, red, green, resistance, green, red, green. Everything I teach. Isn't it magical how the market here ain't isn't this something? Look, red, green, red, green, red. The market here is reacting bearish, forming lower highs, and then I, who created the curriculum, turned on a live stream, and then as soon as I did that, it flipped, it reversed, and we bought the exact lows. And if you look at what it's doing now, it's doing everything I used to buy calls. Isn't that interesting? And I'm still holding my runners. Market had resistance, it had a breakout, it had a retest, it had a green, red, green, green, red, green, break, retest, previous resistance is now higher floor, higher support. Green, red, green, had a breakout, previous resistance is now higher support. Green, red, green. Isn't it interesting how when I showed up, the whole market flipped? Everything flipped. And all of the curriculum started appearing. Isn't that interesting? You know, how it just magically happened. Like poof, out of thin fucking air. Oh, the market's dropping, the market's bearish, let's buy puts. I turn on a live stream. The curriculum is bullish, the price is bullish, everything's bullish. Isn't that interesting, right? Yeah, totally luck, totally by accident. Bro, I'm totally not in this game because everything I say comes true and so no, that's not. No, I'm not, no. Bro, some people are just that guy. And if you go against that guy, guys, put it this way, all right? There's a movie, John Wick, right? You try to go up against John Wick, you guys know what happens, right? Some people, they're just that guy. Where people, you know, they try to beat them, they try to go up against them, they try to fucking shed some light, they try to shed some negativity, they try to spread some negativity, they try to start rumors, lies, they try to kill the person, they try to do all these things, and they consistently fail. Because some people are just divinely protected. Some people are just certain person in this world where history repeats. And history has shown that all my trades keep on working. They just keep on working. We just keep on buying calls at the exact lows. I'm sitting here saying, what was different from this stream compared to the last one? The only thing that was different was I showed up better and we all made more money. We compound our accounts, we buy calls at the lows. It's the same stream. Like, fuck, what am I going to have to title these streams? What was the last title of the stream? The last title was we bought calls at the exact low. What's the title of this one? It's the same fucking title. You know? People try to put a title on me. I'm like, what's there to fucking title? I do the same shit every single day. It fucking works. There is no fucking title. It works. Everything fucking works. I'm green every single day. Call me Mr. fucking Green. What the fuck? There is no title. I'm just that person. Some people are just certain people where they don't have titles. They can't be defined. They can't be named. They can't be labeled. They're just a certain type of person where whatever they do, it just works. Some people are wealthy because everything they touch turns to gold. That's why. Some things are not meant to be explained or to be figured out. They're meant to be taken full fucking advantage of and to get rich. Fucking hey, man. Like I use my part of the way I use my gifts is to get rich. I have gifts. I use them to get rich. Why the fuck not? Well, I'm gonna use them to stay broke. I could do that. You know, I could do a challenge where I can live with no money and figure out how to get to the top 1% without money. I will say it does sound exciting. The only thing I dislike about it is fucking, you know, people, man. You need people to do some shit like that. That's the only thing, man. But you know, they say money makes the world go round, so it's the people who make it is making the world round, right? So the people with fucking money pulling the fucking strings, like, but it would be interesting. I could try to do that challenge where I just everything I want to build, I build it without doing money. You know? I mean, to a degree, we kind of already achieved that in a way. I started an educational company and then we created Team Roar, but the educational money did cost people money to join the educational company. But technically it didn't cost me much money at all to start that. I just started it. I already had money, I started it, and I charged for it, and then we created Team Roar. So I mean, to a degree, I've kind of already done things like that. Um, but some people don't want to be involved with a bunch of other people. I could do it. I mean, to a degree, I already have kind of done that. Um, but yeah, man, it's just interesting, you know? It's like, guys, if the market's dead and it's just chopping, I don't see why someone would go far out of the money on that. It doesn't make any sense. If the market's just dead and chopping for several hours during the best times to trade, it appears that the market's going to have small moves. And I told him there was a magnet at 773 and there was a magnet at 774. So why the fuck would they go out of the money? It just doesn't make sense. Unless it's just a power hour YOLO. Unless you want to wait towards power hour, see if it's at that price, then do the power hour YOLO. That makes sense to go with the 774 call. But if the market is slow and dead and the profit target is only 1 point for the current price, why would someone go far on the money? They're going to get slowly decayed and fucking destroyed. I can see if it was last minute, if the market had a last minute price target at 1 point, but if there's several hours before, it just doesn't make any sense to do that. They're just gonna get fucking decayed and rocked. Their shit's gonna get rocked. At some point, they're gonna have to submit and buy to the 773 call. Just blows my mind, man. Shit blows my fucking mind. The way how SPY's been moving on how people are going far in the money. It's not a big profit target. Why would someone go far in the money if it's not a big profit target? This doesn't make any sense. Like, measure the price action, measure the fucking move, or get decayed into the depths of fucking oblivion. Like, people need to get their shit together. This shit, like, dude, if you guys want to go further out of the money, buy at the exact lows. Get fucking better. If the market's dead and it's not having big moves and you want to go further out of the money, buy at the exact lows. Get fucking better. And you're gonna see that in the money trade will still go up more the vast majority of the time. Because it's decaying the whole time. That's why. Like, fucking A, man. So yeah, this shit is crazy. This shit is absolutely insane. The market literally just died. It's gonna try to do a fuck you power hour YOLO spike. Um, it's either gonna drop at 773 or 774, but it should try to push higher. But yeah, man, it is what it is, guys. So guys, look, guys, I'm likely getting ready to sign off, man. This has been an amazing day. We showed up with complete competence and did the best move. We bought the best trade at the best time, and we went barely out of the money, and it worked to a T. And today was a day where the trades barely out of the money were the ones that made the biggest gains. That's what comes with a thing called competence within the stock market. You have to be able to measure price action and measure moves because far out of the monies were not designed to trade every single day. They were not. That's why people don't fucking full port and fucking take large positions because it can go straight to zero and it's not designed to win every single day. But anyways, man, look, this is what I want you to understand. You guys let me know if you have any questions, and then I'm gonna sign off on this stream probably. I'm gonna probably end the stream here, man. Every once in a while, we're gonna do a free stream, right? We want to make sure people are getting rich. Um, you know, and in the near future, like I said, very soon, I'm gonna launch a private group, and it's gonna be the best private educational group on the fucking planet. That's gonna create a ladder for people to get rich. That's the point of the company, is for people to be self-taught and get rich them fucking selves and see what it is that I'm doing in real time to learn from, right? So yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can let me know now. And then I'm gonna sign off, man. I'm gonna sign off. The most likely outcome is it spikes, but it can drop towards resistance at power hour during 773 to 774, right? So it's a little complicated. You can see how the 30-minute candle closes, but I made my trades, man. To sit here and say that I can make a better trade than buying the exact lows, I would say I would be pretty foolish to consider that I can make a better trade than that. We're talking the exact lows of days. In my experience, when someone buys at the exact low of days, usually the best course of action is to call it because it's going to be extremely hard to top that trade. But yeah, man, it's amazing. What we do is amazing. It works. It prints. It has the highest fucking success rate in the business. It's 100% amazing. So yeah, 100%, you know. This is what we do. Yeah, I mentioned puts towards the high. I literally told him. I told people, bro, literally 773 and 774 previous day highs were put zones. I literally fucking told them. If they watched the video last night, I literally told them previous day highs were put zones. Everything I said came true. It looks just like yesterday. Very similar cycle. Yet somehow someone is still red, someone is still losing money, you know? You know, the dishes exist because someone has to wash them. So you can either get paid to wash the dishes or you can be in a situation in life where you have to be the person who does it, unless, you know, a robot can do it and you don't have to do it. So it is what it is, man. You guys create the life that you want. If you guys want to stay broke for the rest of your life, you can stay broke for the rest of your life, you know? All you're going to see in the future, guys, if you want to know what you're going to see in the future, every single personal brand, every single YouTube channel, the ones who did it right and got rich and, you know, got associated with the right people and the right organizations, you're going to see they're going to achieve things that are unexplainable. You're going to see, like, you're going to be like, bro, how does that make sense? How is that person that person? How does that person have that? How do they own this? How are they doing this? Right? To a lot of normies, the more we progress into the future, the more things are not going to make sense. It's going to be unexplainable. You know, all I can really say about that is, you know, some people, they're just magic. You know, some people are just magic. Some people are just certain types of people where they can do certain things just come to them, certain things just happen, they're on the right path. And then you look at the trajectory of their evolution, and I could see why a bunch of normies would be like, bro, this is not even how is that even possible? How are they doing this? How are they doing that? How are they starting this? How are they associated with that? How are they involved with this? How are they making all that money? How do they keep on winning? Right? Like I said, some people are just magic. Some people are just that type of person, you know? And the normies, they're never gonna get it. They're never gonna fucking get it, bro. They gotta figure out how to fuck to not be on that normie shit because they're never gonna get it. They're gonna start rumors, they're gonna spread lies, they're gonna try to destroy them. You know, they're gonna try to say they're evil people. That's how the normies are. A lot of the normies are like that. Like, you know, they just don't get it. They can't see through the illusion of the matrix. You know, a lot of people think the top 1% is evil. You know, they can't see through all illusions in the world. You know, some people are genuinely trying to do good. There obviously is a lot of evil at the fucking top. Some people could even say, you know, with how the world works, I would say some people can say, well, I could see why it's evil. Look at how the world actually works. Look at what someone has to actually go through to get to the truth in the meaning of their life. They're thrown into this bullshit fucking society. And look at all of the pain and trauma and suffering and all of the bullshit that people shouldn't even have to go to, that a lot of people do end up going through, right? And some don't make it out alive. And some end up having problems because of that. And some end up becoming better because of that or because it happened, right? Like, you know what I mean? But look at all the bullshit that people have to go through in the world. And then people wonder, you know, why some of the top 1% is how they are. You know, they fucking wonder, you know? You know, some people literally, you know, they had to go through absolute hell to fucking get to the top. And that doesn't mean that they're gonna be a fucking saint when they make it to the top. You know, they could take it all on the fucking world if they want to fucking do it. Um, you know, legally. But yeah, man, I choose to be a good person. You know, I choose to do the right things. I just want everyone to be rich. You know, the type of shit that I'm on, I'm the type where like people are just gonna want me dead, 100%. You know, just toss me away like I'm trash, fucking worthless. You know what I mean? That's why I'm very associated who I'm around because people do not have the best interest when it comes to fucking me. That is for sure. Um, but I would never choose revenge or evil, no matter how higher I go. Would never choose that path. But yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna call it. So I'm gonna call it, man. This has been an amazing stream. Everyone's green. If you're red, you bought puts the exact low of day. You know, you didn't want to choose to win. You wanted to choose to go off and do your own thing. Some people think it's a better course of action to do their own thing. Well, let me know when you're buying calls at the exact lows. But yeah, man, it is what it is, guys. I'm gonna call it here. This has been an absolute amazing stream. You guys have an amazing day, and this is a good time to call it. You know, we traded with competence. We chose to not buy into major resistance when the moves were slow and the moves were choppy, and the market was not giving big moves. So if the market's not giving big moves, when it has this touch of resistance, it's either going to go up one more dollar or drop one more dollar, right? And to sit here and say that, let's buy calls, la di da di da, best trade ever at resistance where it keeps on crashing. Well, I already bought at the lows. If you guys buy at the lows, you don't have to buy at the peaks and hope for it to go higher, right? Simple as that. Just get better at what you do. I'm gonna call it here. This can go to 774. I really don't care. I already accomplished the mission, so I just got to keep on accomplishing the mission every single day and compounding the account. So you guys have an amazing day, and the green streak, you know, shall continue.